button without realizing the implications. So I guess the stream has begun. I was like, every time I see like the Discord update little button thingy, I end up clicking it anyway. I could be like mid conversation, having like the most important conversation of my life, and I'll just see the little green update arrow and I'll click it. And then it'll just like restart Discord like mid call. And I'm not the only one I know of that does this. I feel like, yeah, you know, I feel like just human things or something. I don't know, I guess. Hello, I'm Pikachu. Welcome to our host club. I feel really like dead today. Like not like outside, just like inside. I think I'm actually getting sick. I think I'm like too stupid to realize like I'm actually getting sick. Because I had a headache on like Monday, and then I had a headache like today, and then I woke up today and I feel like I can't really breathe that well. And first I thought it was allergies, but I think I always think it's allergies. And then, dude, that's what I'm saying, right? Like, that phrase lives in my brain rent free, because I feel like I'm always like, I haven't caught a cold in forever. But then I think of like how many times I'm just like, I think I just always think it's allergies. But then it's like, if I think about it, I don't know, I feel like maybe I'm like, maybe my brain is running slow. So maybe I do, maybe I'm getting sick. I don't know. I don't, you know, you tell me, you be the judge. I feel like I'm not a doctor, you know? But yeah, I just feel like sometimes it's like that, you know? Also, I thought we fixed the track back, but it still says Nirvana, the person who, the man who sold the world, the David Bowie cover. So the last time something was successfully scrobbled to the feed was like the 2nd of October. So I'm like, what happened on the 2nd of October? Why did everything stop scrobbling? What's going on? I feel like and then I guess the thing too is like I've put down that like we should fix the web scrobbler later, and I've done that for like probably the last 3 months, and I've just never fixed the web scrobbler. So maybe someday we'll fix the trackback and the web scrobbler. Doctors don't know shit. I do feel like it's like a practice. I also feel like I have a really bad experience with doctors where every time I go there and I'm like, hey doc, I think I'm dying, and he's like, well, just keep an eye on it for 2 weeks and come back if it still bothers you. And like, and maybe it's a testament to like, maybe I'm not dying, because I feel like I always just give it the 2 weeks and it's usually fine. But sometimes I'm like, one of these days I'm gonna find out like like this was a problem all along, and I was actually always secretly dying. But I guess we're all always secretly dying in a way. So exactly, dude, you might be dead in 2 weeks. That's why it's like I was seeing like a dermatologist for a while, and I felt like I really liked him as like a doctor, because I felt like he was like I felt like he was just like good at his job, I guess. Whereas my current doctor, I feel like I'm always kind of like rushed to get out, and I feel like he doesn't like listen to my concerns super well. And I feel like my dermatologist was just like, oh yeah, that is interesting. And he's like, here's what you could do about that if you want like these options. He's like, or you could just like do whatever if it's not like bothering you that badly. And I feel like I like that a lot more. I feel like it took me seeing and liking that dermatologist to find out that like you can actually have like a good relationship with like a doctor. But the problem is he's like a dermatologist. I don't think he's like, I don't think you could just see him for like general care stuff. So, but oh well. I guess that's life, you know. You go see doctors and then you die maybe. I don't know. Some people don't even see doctors. They just happen to like kick it, you know. He isn't a real doctor, dude. Like a chiropractor, or like a dentist. I think dermatologists are like more doctors than regular doctors, because I think they have to do like the whole regular doctor thing. And then I think they have to do like dermatology on top of that. So it's like however long med school takes, plus like another 4 years of like specialized dermatology med school. So it's like, holy shit, this guy's like a super doctor. But they're specialized like less towards like general health things. And so he might have like a more of like a dermatology focus, or like a dermatology lens on like the world type of thing. And heart palpitations once, and they just shrugged at me. Yeah. It's hard to clear my throat. I have a story like that too, where it's like I had like chest pain for like a while, And I was like, I went to the doctor and I was like, hey man, I'm having like chest pain lately. And he's like, and also I drink a lot of energy drinks, and also my family has like a history of heart problems. And he's like, and so he did like a what is it, an EKG or whatever. Like he hooked me up to like the EKG, and he was like looked at like the heart rate and everything. He's like, well, he's like, it's a little abnormal, but it's probably fine. And then he just like sent me on my way, and I was like, what? And to be fair, like, you know, I haven't died yet, but at the same time, I'm just like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean a little abnormal? It's like, yeah, he's like, yeah, it's a little abnormal. Anyway, that'll be $600, and I see you when I see you, I guess. Just felt like very, like, what? Like, why'd I even do this, man? What the fuck? But I guess, like, hold on, I have to clear my throat again. I guess the upside of that is like it was only a little abnormal, right? Whereas like if we'd done that and it was like extremely abnormal, I'd like to think that maybe something more would have happened. So maybe the good news is that we found out that there wasn't much of a problem, you know? Maybe it's like that type of thing. So I'm trying to hydrate. My throat feels all like, feels a little crusty, you know? I feel like I took allergy medication right before stream. You know, because like I said, I woke up and I couldn't breathe super well. And, yeah, you know, I don't know if that's allergy medication goblins just like going down the back of my throat, or if it's the other like, whatever else could be wrong from like whatever complications of whatever sickness I may or may not be developing. So yeah, I think the important thing is we're here and we're streaming. I don't know how long we're gonna stream, which sucks because I kind of wanted to finish this game today, but I also don't know how like attached I am to this game. Sometimes it feels like it's something to do, and it's like that's great, but other times I feel like I don't know if I'm like super invested in it and what's going on with it. So there's that. So. But anyway, we're gonna play Lorn's Lure today. I think I changed the way the ad schedule works. So hopefully we don't have any ads. Well, we'll have pre-roll ads, but I think I've ditched like mid-roll ads entirely. There were so many people that like complained about them, and then I looked at the metrics and I wanted to try it for a while to see like if it boosted discovery. And maybe it did, but I feel like it didn't matter because like every time I'd look, I'd actually like, so I looked at the like last like 3 months of like stream summaries, and every single time there's an ad break, like people would leave and the numbers would never recover. And I was like, man, that's pretty bad. Like it was like even after like a 15-minute window of like an ad running, like viewership would not return to like pre-ad running levels. So my theory is that like, yeah, we got a lot of live views, but like none of them could tolerate the ads. So I feel like this is what I used to do. I used to just stream like super long sessions and have no mid-rolls. And I also don't like mid-rolls much anyway, because I feel like anytime I'm about to do something or like start talking about something, or like anytime I'm like heavily involved in something, I feel like that's when like a mid-roll decides to run. And I feel like it's really jarring, and I just don't like it. One of these times I'm gonna mute the wrong audio source, and I'm gonna mute the browser, and you're gonna hear nothing but me clearing my throat in like 4K HD, and it's gonna be great. But yeah, that's my meta conversation, I guess. There's no more mid-rolls, I hope, unless Twitch decides to run them anyway, which maybe they could, I don't know. But I didn't schedule any on purpose, so if people are willing to tolerate the pre-roll, I think they're in for life, basically. And then hopefully it's like a one continuous broadcast and it's less like jarring, is my hope. So yeah, that's the only thing I think that has changed since last time. I'm trying to think, is that the only thing that's changed since last time? I think so. I think I fixed everything else that I think was broken, except the trackback, obviously. That's actually probably not true. I'm back to like taking notes for things and like 400 Notepad++ pages. So I really need to get back to like, I was using like Notion for a while, and it was really good because like instead of writing shit into like new 648 on Notepad++, I just had like a tab that was like stream stuff, and then I could just type down my stream stuff notes, and then I would know like, oh, okay, like this is what I still have to fix for stream. But now I'm looking at new 401 or new 641, new 642, new 643, and like none of these are relevant, so I'm like, there must be nothing to fix. So I think if I can help it, we should probably go back to like actually taking notes in like a real note-taking software. No offense to Notepad++, because sometimes it's goated, but like I just think sometimes I need more organization than this. This is probably like really bad for how my brain actually works. So yeah, there's that, you know. Yeah, because there's so many like Unreal Engine notes and everything in here too. And like, so this is my other thing that's like kind of bad, is like, sometimes I just talk to like ChatGPT and I like just post a whole bunch of shit to it, and it's good because then it's like keeps like a living log of like all my notes and my thought process and everything, and so I can just use like the search feature on there. They'd be like, hey, last time I asked you about like Unreal Engine light mask settings, what did I decide on? Is like the final settings type of thing. And that's like a good way, but then it's like there's some things like I don't want to open up like a ChatGPT for literally everything. Although, I actually think Notion has like built-in AI features, so I'm kind of scared it's gonna like harvest my note-taking to the AI overlords. But we'll see, I guess. Also, I didn't like Notion because I think it had like some hotkey. It was like shift or something, and then it would try to like pop up on your screen and be like, you would like to take a new note now, yes? And so there'd be a lot of times I'd be like fighting people in Apex, and I would hit shift, and then it would pop up on the screen, and then I'd be like, oh, hey, I don't need this right now. Like, I hope so, but I don't know. I would hope this is something you could disable. Let's take a look. Let's look for it. I'll have to like clear my throat again. Is a new version of Notion available? Because I haven't launched it in forever. Yeah, dude, it's like the sticky keys of like note-taking software. It would always just pop up. I'd be like, bro, like I'm busy. Stop writing over my window. I don't know, man. I don't see many settings in here. Actually, really don't see many settings in here. I see like check for updates, exit without saving tabs. Oh, here we go, settings. It's down at the bottom. It's not in like the taskbar, it's on like the bottom left. Also, that text overwrite in Word, useless. You don't like destructive editing? You ever like, when you were like a small child and you were typing in like your word processor and like you didn't know what destructive editing was like what it was, like what it technically was, what it was supposed to do? So you start typing and it's like overriding all your stuff and you're just like freaking out. Use Notion in your preferred language. I can use English UK? That sounds amazing. And I can spell all the colors properly. It's never been helpful even once. I don't know what it's for. I feel like it's gotta be like, I think it's a legacy of like the typewriter age when like people would like, I don't know. I guess like if you're typing your document, I don't know. I feel like I never type shit linearly. I would always like type a whole bunch of shit and then I would like go back and I'm like, I'm gonna edit this like middle sentence here. And I'm guessing it's like if you're at the very end and you're like typed out your last sentence and you're just like, this is worded stupid. And then you like go back halfway through that last sentence and you like finish typing out like the correction over whatever you kind of had. I'm guessing it's for that, but like, yeah, I don't know. That's my guess. All right, we have new tab search, command search shortcut. Okay, so there's like a shift control K and then a shift control J in here. And I wonder if it's control shift J or control shift K that was like setting it off. Control shift J would be like if I was crouching, I think, or something like that. Use command. What if we just turn off command search? There we go. That just seems better. What if we turn off new tab search as well? I'm gonna leave this on and I feel like it's gonna fuck us over at some point, but we'll roll with it. The problem too is like all these notes are gonna be out of date. because it's so old. I haven't typed in Notion in so long. So I'm gonna have to go find all my Notepad++. Do I go like port my Notepad++ stuff back, or like do I just give up and just start over with like our new state of knowledge? Because this is like, okay, so there's like a list of like old need to do's here from like when I was first writing this application. It says make any game screen hide the host club, add the shout out thingy that tells me what game people were playing. I actually haven't done some of these. Post a message with how many Gamma coins are given, add a Discord chat advert back. This one's actually done. Fix Twitch auth closing window without user. I have no idea what the fuck this means. There's refresh Twitch auth on 4.1 unauthorized. I actually fixed this. This should be fixed, right? Make an upscaler base resolution redeem. We actually had this, and then I ditched it, but we actually need to put that back. Figure out how to make Unreal not freeze when clicking. This was like for when I was like actually doing live coding. This is probably less important. Convert the leap motion calculations to C++. I have no idea what the fuck this means. I'm assuming we've done this because right now I'm powered in C++. But I don't know why the note... Well, hold on, my throat's like... You say that, but I don't think we're gonna beat like Lorn's lore that fast. I think we have like 2 levels left, and the last level we beat was like long. But yeah, so I'm like my leap motion has always been in C++. So that's I'm like, I don't know what you mean. So I think, oh, actually I think I do know what this means. This was like, I used to run the hand tracker a long time ago based off like an actual like one of the Unreal blueprints. And now it's entirely in C++. So I think this is done. Oh, jeez. Oh, my goodness. Thank you for the raid. Oh, thank you, Val. I hope you've been well. I haven't seen you in a long time. I haven't seen you since we, like, played Repo. And then I think I asked you if you wanted to play something else. And then I think I never, ever messaged you back after you were like, yeah. And I was like, okay, sweet. And then I said nothing. I think I said literally nothing. And then you were like... Thank you for remembering I exist, and I'm sorry I never got back to you. I hope you've been well. I hope you had a wonderful stream. Also, welcome, Raiders. I'm Pikachu. Welcome to our host club. I'm a host club VTuber. We're going to play Lorn's Lure soon, but right now I'm looking at, like, my note-taking management software in my life. You're on hiatus for a couple months due to various reasons, but just started somewhat streaming again. Oh, that's awesome. I'm glad you're... Well, it's not awesome you're on hiatus, but it's awesome you're, like, back to streaming. I hope you've been well. Down to play games sometime again? Awesome. I don't know like what you know, I don't know what the youngins are playing these days, but I'm sure we can find something. I've had like a chronic Blue Protocol addiction for the last like 2 weeks or something. I think I'm finally like falling out of it. But if you play Blue Protocol, hit me up. Peak is old hat. Corrupted Champions is kind of lit. Is that like the new thing people are playing? Oh, is that there's like some new ARAM League of Legends mode that came out. I don't know why it made me think of that. I guess because Champions. Wow, there's like a... Sorry, I'm distracted. There's... I looked at Steam and under new releases, it says dispatch, but I'm so thrown off because there's one dude who's like a tiny... He's like a tiny guy at a urinal, and then there's like a huge guy at the urinal on his left, and then the huge guy on the urinal on his right. And I'm like, why did you choose this as like... I mean, at first I want to be like, why'd you choose this as like the cover photo for this game? But the other part is like, I'm so interested. I mean, you've got me to click. I'm looking. Like, RV there yet is top of the charts. Oh yeah, I know. I have like a couple friends who are playing it. You've been doing overall well, much better than prior hiatus, and never played Blue Protocol, but wouldn't be opposed to checking it out. Yeah, awesome. Yeah, it's like a, I don't know. I thought it was gonna like Genshin like slop, and I called it like Genshin slop, and my friend was like super offended. And it turns out it's just like a regular MMO. So I've just been playing it. I've just been like, every time I like hop on there, I'm just like, I'll just play this for a couple hours and then do something else. And like 12 hours of my life will go by. And I'm like, I've done literally nothing but play Blue Protocol. So I don't know. Maybe that's like maybe that's a good sign or like a glowing review of like a game. I don't know. But yeah, I think I'm like a little sick today, so I apologize if my voice sounds scratchy or like gunky or whatever. That's me. I feel like I'm breathing more through my nose than through my mouth at the moment, so no, sorry, I said that backwards. I'm breathing more through my mouth than my nose at the moment. For real, that was you with the Final Fantasy 14 for a long time? Yeah, I feel like it's like, I don't know. I feel like I tried to get into Final Fantasy 14. I feel bad because like someone I barely even knew like invited me to like their free company, and I think they were super excited that like anybody was interested in Final Fantasy. And then I think I played it to like level 40 or something, and then I quit and I just like never logged back in again. I really didn't like the global cooldown or anything. Also, hello Modern Age Sage, how are you doing? That's every free company you've ever heard of. People just invite you in and then you just leave after like 40, after not hitting the level cap. After abandoning them in their time of need. I think the global cooldown really bothered me for some reason. I was like, I want to hit buttons fast, and I can only hit buttons as fast as like 2 seconds something or other. People are excited to have new blood. You see, you came at a good time. Is that a euphemism for something? Is that an innuendo of sorts? You love Final Fantasy 14. Oh, I see. But yeah, I guess before this I was managing my like note-taking software. How are us guys? I feel like I'm okay. I think I'm getting sick, but I don't know yet because I think I'm like too I was like I was gonna say too slow in the brain, but I don't know if that's like, I hope that's not offensive. Still your favorite MMO by a long shot, despite not really actively playing anymore? You're not seeing any big gamers other than RV there yet, really? Yeah, I guess that's like the new thing. The problem is, I don't know, I always like, isn't RV there yet built for like 2 people? I feel like I'm always like a single player in like a duo player game kind of world. I know people that played like We Were Here Together, and I'm just like, yeah, that's cool, you know, like, I'll be over here, guys. You do have fun. So that's how I feel like about most of those games. How dare you when we're playing Bread and Fred? That is actually true, but you're like the first person that I've had like someone to actually like, you know, you're the first one to be the player too, you know. So We Were There is great though, to be honest. Oh my god, so you're saying you've cheated on me and you've played We Were There with someone else? We Were There with somebody else without me? I'm sorry, I'm like trying to catch up on chat. Can't play only because you have no Wi-Fi and can't afford the sub at the moment, but once you do, you'll be back on it probably full time. You played it already? That's fair. I feel like is Final Fantasy on Steam? I feel like it's probably not. Like, I know you can like you can play so many games now like on your phone on Steam through like the Steam Link thing. It's kind of crazy. I have a friend that always plays like the Bazaar like on his phone through the Steam Link. So I never played Apex with the Steam Link. I'm a little afraid of it, but I feel like I'm not utilizing that feature enough. There's got to be more games I can play like and watch my phone catch on fire while my PC's also catching on fire. Oh, dude, Sushi Delivery had an update. Added easy and normal difficulties. Awesome. Wow. Amazing. Actually, it doesn't say like what recently updated. That's from the 4th. What did Sushi Delivery update? I have so many questions. 14 is on Steam. I'm done with that game. Yeah, I kind of am. I feel like we didn't see like everything, but we got the 1 out of 1 achievements. So the repurchase the expansions on PC because you own it on the PS4 and you know that won't hold up. Oh, I see. That is like kind of cool and interesting though. I'm surprised that like, wait, is there even crossplay between PS4 and like PC? I feel like there is. I feel like I remember this being like a thing. PC's free to Stormblood? Damn. I wonder like if, I don't know, I was gonna start some fights with like the PS4 community. I was like, I wonder if that's because the PS4's dead, you know, like if they realize the PS4 is dying and that it's an unpopular console. Gotta start getting ready for Eve, so we'll be lurking. No, thank you so much for the raid. Thank you for stopping by. I'm glad you're like doing better and everything. If you're good, feel free to hit you up whenever. All right, I will. Thank you. Thank you. Through even, so you need Shadowbringers, Endwalker, and Dawn Trail or Dawn Trial? Dawn Trail. Yeah, there is crossplay. Damn, that's like, I don't know. I feel like every time I'm like, I'm trying to get myself shot. Apparently. Every time a game has crossplay, I'm like super irked by it usually, because usually it's like some competitive shooter that has crossplay, and I get super like butthurt that like aim assist exists in the world. Something like Apex crossplay, just like it's not. I don't know. I like it because it keeps the game alive, and I'm glad that people could play with their friends. But I hate it when I'm like sitting there getting like absolutely lasered by some dude on PS4. And then I hate it more because like I don't know. Like they released fuck, what game was it? I can't think of the name of the game. Is it like it was like, I want to say it's like SCP-5K or, oh no, it was what's that, Ready or Not? I think they released Ready or Not on PS4 recently. They like did their crossplay release, and then they censored the shit out of like literally everything because they were just like, yeah, Sony doesn't like this stuff, so we're gonna censor the game for everybody. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, that made me so like annoyed. Yeah, it's optimized. They optimized the game to play on PS5, so now it sucks playing on PS4. Last time I tried, it was super laggy. Yeah, that kind of makes sense, right? Because it's like they're trying to like, I don't know. Part of me is like, it's good again because it's like it keeps like the game performant on like. This is gonna sound so bad, but okay, so you have like limited hardware on like the PS4, right? And so it's good because it's like the game like performs well. And then I don't know. I guess at some point they're just like, we have just too much fancy new stuff, so I have to like move on to like the next generation of hardware, and then the next generation of hardware after that. But last gen needs to die so games can be good. Dude, sometimes I do feel that way, but I also feel bad for all those people who are like on their last gen consoles, you know? Because I feel like, especially like, I think back when I was a wee lad, right? And you're just like, mommy, please buy me the newest version of the Xbox, and then she buys it for you, and then like, there's no way you could tell her like, you can't face her again like 2 years after that, and just be like, I need the newer Xbox. I need a new Xbox again, you know? Like. So I feel like sometimes the Xbox you have is the one you got, you know, and like you gotta make it work. Last gen consoles would be fine if the games weren't all live service. Yeah, that's probably also true. Where it's like, because yeah, as those newer features come out, it's like they're trying to push them out to like newer stuff, and then you just like it always gets kind of like held back by like the slowest PC or like the slowest. I don't know, because like even PC is probably not really free from that problem, right? There's plenty of people on PC that don't have like a 4090. I think the downside though is like those people just get ignored, which is maybe not great. I'm thinking about like Borderlands 4, right? Where the guy's just like straight up, he's like, I don't give a fuck if your PC's not a supercomputer. Like, why don't you just get better hardware and run our game more good? Like, so I feel like on PC you kind of get that, right? Because there's no like hardware standardization or anything like that. You just get the fragmented PC market where the CEO is just like, yeah, and if your PC sucks anyway, fuck you. Like, that guy's kind of an asshole, to be honest. Yeah, but I just mean like, I just feel like that's kind of the sentiment, right? Where it's like every like I feel like every Unreal game that comes out, I don't know. I guess I don't know if Monster Hunter Wilds is like a bad take for this too, right? Where you're just like, this shit runs like ass, and they're just like, I don't know, why don't you just get better hardware? Like, we're not gonna fix it, you know? So it feels like if you were forced to like if all you have is like what the PS4 is capable of, then I want to believe that people would be forced to make it run well on PS4 and like shittier hardware, but that probably also still wouldn't happen the more I think about it, so I don't know. Monster Hunter Wilds does not run that well on top of it. Exactly, that's what I'm thinking, like, maybe it doesn't matter, you know, maybe it's always just gonna be shitty. Maybe it's always gonna suck. It just won't run well no matter what you do. Maybe people just don't give a shit regardless, you know? It's not gonna run good on PS4, and it's not gonna run well on PC. Maybe the 50 series was out then, but it was of dubious quality at the time. Dude, I just don't think it's worth like the upgrade price. Isn't that what people were saying? It's like, yeah, it's like 6% better. So if like you really wanted to spend the money, you could be like the top of the line, top 6%. But I think they just said like, it's just not like I have like a 4090. It's like, it's not worth spending like the same amount of money for that just like 6% upgrade, question mark. I could be wrong. I don't know all the facts. So 50 series interpolates frames with AI, which is not making frames. Yeah, I mean, I sometimes don't like hate frame generation, to be honest. I don't know if we're frame generated in here. I think I have played games with like frame generation. I played Marvel Rivals with frame generation because it ran super bad when it first came out, and I was like, this is the only way to get like 175 FPS. I think what I actually want to start doing though is like, they have monitors that are super good for like motion content because they run it like, they technically run at 240 hertz. And what they do is like, I feel like I have to like hiccup. I think the side effect of breathing through your mouth instead of your nose is that you constantly suck down oxygen and then eventually it has to come back out. But yeah, so I think like they have monitors that run at 240 hertz, but what they do is they only render gameplay at like 120 hertz, and then every other frame they just insert like a blank frame on the actual screen. And supposedly this delivers like extremely smooth, like high motion content. The downside being you're limited to like 175 FPS, or sorry, 120. Whereas like right now my monitor's like at 175, but half the time I'm like, this can't even keep up with this anyway, because like the game I'm playing is unoptimized garbage. So like I almost wonder if it'd be better to have like smooth like 120 FPS, where it's like I know that my computer can kind of handle it, because like there's a lot more like the frame budget's larger at like 120 FPS than like 175. I was gonna do some math, but I was like, I don't know the math for like 175 off the top of my head. I know like, okay, 60 FPS is like 16 milliseconds of frame. What's 1000 divided by 120? That's 8.3 milliseconds a frame. So at the point you get to like 175 hertz, that's like 5.7 milliseconds a frame. So it's like if you can't render everything in 5.7 milliseconds, you're going to be like behind and your frame rate's not going to be consistent. So that's why I'm almost tempted to just go back to like 120 hertz and just get it as smooth as possible. Because I want to believe that like, not only will I get a more consistent frame rate at 120 hertz, it'll also be super smooth and like high motion content will look great. So there's actually like a monitor I'm looking for, there's one Asus monitor that is like an OLED that like does this, and I can't fucking find it anywhere. And I found it, I think I found it on eBay for like 3 times the price, and then it was listed on Newegg as well for also 3 times the price. But I'm desperately looking for this monitor, and I think I'm gonna take the gamma and like buy it and see if my life is better. But yeah. Would you say the 50 series interpolate turns with AI, which is not making frames? It's like a 60 FPS gamer at the high end. I literally do not want generated frames. 30 FPS is fine for me, not gonna lie. Maybe it'll be optimized by the time you get to it. Hopefully it will be. Yeah. I don't know. My big thing is like, sometimes I think we push higher and higher frame rates. Like it's like the only thing that matters. But I think there's a lot more to like actual frame rate than that as well. I feel like it's like the internet as well. I think what happens is like, regardless of whether technology is better, I think marketing people focus on one big number they can push towards consumers, where it's like, yeah, you have gigabit internet, but also it's copper, which is shitty and has really high latency and also has super bad jitter. And then also like, if everybody else in your neighborhood's using your internet at the same time, then your internet speed's gonna go to shit, but we don't care about that because that's the downside. So we're not gonna tell you that. We're just gonna tell you one giant gigabit number, buy internet now, spend all your money, give us all your money. Like, I feel like that's all that happens, right? And then it's like monitors are the same way. It's like 500 frames per second, 500 frames per second. Your PC will catch on fire. You'll never be able to keep up with this. Like, it'll be shitty and staggered, and like you won't get any action. You'll never get frames at this speed, but buy our monitor anyway. Like, and a lot of monitors too have like there's like times between like the actual pixel shifting, so it's like they don't shift immediately, right? It's like you get the signal to like change the frame and what it looks like, and then a lot of monitors, like even just across the panel, like it takes time for all those pixels to switch to those other pixels, and so there's like an inter-frame pixel switching time that I like always look for like the lowest value when I'm trying to buy a monitor, because that should theoretically like reduce your ghosting the most. And people just like don't care, so it's so hard to find monitors that are like marketed for this. Because a lot of times people just see 400 FPS and then it's like they don't care about anything else. They want a resolution and a frame rate, and that's like all that matters. And I'm just like, there's so much more to like what actually drives your panel than this. So I don't know, that's my one frustration. It's like, no one's gonna tell you their product sucks because they just want you to think it's the best, and then they want you to give them all your money. So a maximum nerd, dude, I'm telling you, bro. So that's why it's like, I know this is like 175 hertz panel and that's supposed to be super good, but like I really want to try the lower frame rate panel because I think it'll just be way more consistent. So, and that's what I'm gonna hope for, and I'm gonna hope that I don't spend my money on this panel and then it actually kind of sucks. So that's gonna be my next like big, I don't know why I spend money on this kind of purchase. All right, how long have we yapped? I feel like I'm doing a just yapping stream right now, when we could be just yapping and playing Lorn's Lure. Also, thank you JK Pazzi for the follow, and thank you Initial 5 for the follow. I never thanked you for the follows. I feel like more people follow than that. Am I crazy? I think my like Twitch thing is like broken for some reason. Also, congratulations on 400. Thank you. Yeah, dude, I feel like because someone followed the other day and I like looked and I was like nothing. Like I like the last person that followed before like Val rated was like, it was not someone like on the actual like follower list. Like Zephyrus followed me, like Alien Sin followed me, and then Zephyrus followed me, and then there was like someone else that followed in between them, and I got like the email for it, but like the actual Twitch activity feed does not report it. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, what the fuck Twitch activity feed? What's happening? So I don't know. You know, just discrepancies, just streamer things. Like, does it even matter? My note taking bitching at this point. They fixed Twitch auth closing without window without user. I still don't know what this means. Make an upscaler based resolution reading. I do have to do that. I have to fix that. Figure out how to make Unreal not freeze when clicking. This is probably relevant. Convert node graph animation blueprint to C++. This is actually cool because this is actually also done, I'm pretty sure. Which makes me think like these are things that I've now taken for granted that like old me wanted to fix and are now just like a moot point because they've been fixed for so long. Fix hands and standalone dev version. This is also fixed. I like optimized the shit out of the hand tracker code and it got rid of like some weird like bug that used to be there. Someone followed like an hour before you went live and you didn't get a shout out or anything. Shit freaked me out. Yeah, I don't know if like, yeah, I don't know. I went to talk and then I muted my mic. My thought was like, is it just like some, is it, yeah, I don't know. Dude, I feel like I have no idea. It's like maybe like they, you know, maybe they're not cool. Maybe that's like the whole like Twitch viewer thing, right? It's like you're clearly not qualified to be worthy of counting as a view. Like it's like you're clearly not qualified to be worthy of counting as a follower. Like I don't know. I guess you're fake in the eyes of the Twitch overlords. I'm sorry. Like, according to Twitch, you're not a real person. I guess. Sorry about that one. Sorry about that one, mate. Like, no, don't worry, initial. You're on the list. Don't worry. You made the Twitch activity feed. You're a real person. I guess like the one person like followed before you though. I guess they're not a real person. I don't know what's going on, man. All right, let us begin the Lorn's lore. Yeah, you got through. You made it. You made it through the filter. You're one of the real ones, you know. It's gonna, I feel like we have like this nice vibe going on. It's like super calm and relaxing. I'm chatting and clearing my throat every 20 seconds. And, I feel like the Lorn's lore music's gonna start playing. It's gonna be very spooky and creepy. So. Oh, you know what I didn't do? I meant to make the desk react to like all the audio. All right, time to, this is gonna be so dumb. If I start using this note-taking software though, and it's like I'm switching back to my old note-taking software, right? So it's like if I switch this and then I put the notes here, it's like I'm not gonna remember. If I don't go back to this software, I'm not gonna find these notes. They're not gonna be here. What are we doing? Can you see the game's like running in the background as I'm typing into like Notion? I think we need to make the audio analysis run on all the sounds. I'm hoping I'm not like deleting all my save files in the background of this. I'll leave it. I'll put the full screen game on. You guys can tell me if I'm deleting my save. I feel like I don't want to type these notes right now. Now that this is happening. There's other stuff I need to write down though. I'm gonna forget. Okay, I think we did everything with the last 2 levels. Gotta go back to the menu. Anything about your deagle? Oh my god, do you actually have like a deagle? I'm always afraid to like, my dad likes guns like that, and I'm always like, I'm gonna break my wrist, bro. Like, I'm a dainty person. You can like, don't let me hold this. Like, make audio analysis, run on all the sounds. What was the other thing to do? It was like maybe look at the tracker, even though we've supposed to do that forever. I'm gonna put maybe look at the tracker for real this time. I think there was one other thing that was like more simple. We do have to fix the upscaler, which is in there. I don't remember what it was. It's gone now. It's gone to the memories of time, I guess. Alright, let us begin. I feel like we're not gonna 100% this game. I apologize. What is the blue text here for? I hope that my mic is set up properly and you can't hear me just aggressively clearing my throat on like the actual game audio channel. I hope that's actually the game audio channel and it hasn't like there's one channel on my mixer that's like literally everything mixed together. And you know, I'm hoping it's not that one, but wait, did we not finish this one? Are we on foundation still? Why can't I run this why can't I click this? Wait, did we actually not finish? Are we actually on this? I think we are, because it looks like it's got shifting sands. There might be 3 of these left. I thought we did like 2 a stream though. Was last one just so long we only did that one all stream? I'm so fucking lost. What the fuck? Dude, I'm so lost. We've streamed this game 3 times, right? I think the first day we did these 2. I think last time we actually did these like 3 and then started this one. So I may be over quota. You didn't think you heard any noises? Making my old man noises? Oh, awesome. Good. You know, just clearing my throat. Trying not to suffocate on my own spit. Alright, here we are. There's sands, and I guess we float on sand and we sink on water. Which maybe makes sense. I hope not staring at the floor. But I feel like I tried to calibrate before stream, so we'll just like leave it. My hair has green in it also. It's from like the lighting. It's technically not like supposed to be there, but I just kind of left it. I think I have to blast like a way brighter light on like the hair to have the whole thing shine up with the old colors. But I just kind of thought the new colors kind of worked. So I just kind of like left them there. I think what the green really is it's like whatever the pink becomes in like the absence of brighter light. Yeah, like it looks kind of nice, right? It kind of works. Can we climb off of this? Oh, nice. Okay. Do you think people are gonna be mad that I spent like 30 minutes just yapping when in the like the Lorn's lore category? You know, how do you feel about mislabeled content? I declare my throat. Hell no, no one cares. Now, dude, the Lorn's lore developer is like losing his mind right now, bro. Well, his mother is just fake Twitch streamer in my fucking category. How dare he? Should be playing my. Should be enjoying my riveting gameplay. Fuck, we can't climb that, can we? I guess I could start every stream as just chatting. Dude, I like didn't used to. And then I feel like I kind of have like started to. But sometimes it just makes it so like painful, I guess, is like how do we do this? This was not the way to do this. Okay, well, we've learned a valuable lesson today. I think we can jump. We can like just jump. So I don't know why I've been just like, yeah, there we go. We have like new abilities now. So I'm still learning how to master the abilities. Yeah, some people do start every stream as like just chatting. And then they like move to like the actual game when the game starts. And sometimes I try not to like yap so long, so I don't really like, it doesn't really matter. Because I feel like if it's like 10 minutes of yapping and then you play the game, like it's not that bad. But like, if you do like 40, I feel like if you're like an hour in on yapping and like the game category in the background, it's like, this isn't really the game, is it? Like, I don't know. I worry about it sometimes. What do you think's down in that like steamy hole? I also feel like a lot of people though that like do this stuff, it's like, you know, they have like mods and stuff to like change the game category, okay? Like, oh my god, we're so dead. You don't live enough life to have that much to say. That's like, sometimes I feel like I don't. Sometimes I'm really just gonna be like, the stream begins. That's it. We're gonna play the game now. And other times I'm just like, there's times where I don't think I have so much to say, and then I really just end up yapping forever. And then really I'm just like describing life in general, but like, you know, I feel like it depends on the day, really. Because I feel like some days I think that I have nothing to say, and then I'll go on for hours. Other days I expect to have like so much more to say. Like 5 minutes will go by and I'll be like, well, this is awkward. I'm really out of things to talk about. Like, instead of making dinner, you made a cake and you didn't even finish the cake. Wait, like, didn't finish eating it or didn't finish baking it? Because, like, you're telling me there's just like a gooey, sloppy cake just like sitting in a pan in your oven right now, or like, it was finished baking? Oh, you only ate like 40%? I mean, isn't that like a lot of cake though, really? Isn't that like I think like you shouldn't look at this as like a failure. You should look at this as like you made a health conscious decision to eat it. Like, what's a really good way to spin this? I'm trying to think like I want to say like health conscious, but like it's like a management, like life, responsible life decisions. I feel like, oh man, my ability with words is really not. I'm trying to think like self-control terms, you know? You've really exercised a lot of self-control by only eating 40% of that cake. This isn't a failure, this is like a win, you know? Where are we going? It just keeps going down. Oh. I thought that was actually just gonna like total failure. Nah, dude, I'm telling you, this is like you're such a health conscious person. I'm assuming there's like a secret in here somewhere. Every time I think I'm like, okay, yeah. I was like, every time I think I'm going somewhere cool, it's always just like you're actually going the right way all along. Or is this like a dead end? This kind of looks like a dead end. Wow. I'm so glad we walked down here and there was nothing to discover. Or was there? I feel like the shifting sands in this place kind of do like a good job of like hiding all like the secrets. Did you put frosting on the cake? What kind of cake was it? Like a cupcake? A pound cake? A fruit cake, perhaps? I feel like there's such a bad like stigma about fruitcake, and I feel like I've never had one, but I kind of want to, because even if it's like absolutely terrible, oh no, I'm not gonna like, I was supposed to go over there before I went over here, wasn't I? Like a body has been discovered. You don't think you've had fruit? Wait, you think you've had fruitcake and loved it? Yeah, because people always used to make fun of fruitcake as like the thing that like they scraped all the leftover stuff off the like bakery counter and put in the cake. I'm just like, this sounds kind of okay, you know, like. I feel like I'm never gonna find my way back here. I'm assuming we're supposed to go over there and then unlock this door or something. I thought the game would have like so much more to tell us here. My other fear is like I'm gonna walk away from this and I was supposed to like inspect it, and that was kind of it. Like I went to inspect it and there was like nothing there, so I'm gonna hope we didn't miss it. I'm gonna hope that like we have to come back here, but I also want to hope that I can find my way back here, because you know, I feel like it's easy to get lost in this game. Missing content is my natural state. Dude, sometimes it's like that though. Sometimes I tried to pay attention in like Blue Protocol for the longest time. I was like, yes, I'm super interested in your lore, and I actually did like it for quite a while, and I think I've got like the gist of it, But there's been more than a few times where I'm just like clicking away, and then I realize like, oh shit, like there's the worst, because like sometimes like, oh shit, I have no idea what just happened, and then other times it's just like you accidentally click and you didn't like realize like I'm reading through the dialogue and I click and I'm like, oh no, I just chose like a dialogue option without realizing it. Alright, this way we go, I guess. It's a heavy-duty anchor for a supply line. It doesn't look like the line is set up anymore. It was either taken down deliberately or via hostile force. I mean, these people did say they were fighting, right? And those one people said that they took the supply line down without realizing it was their downfall. What the fuck? I think we may have broke the physics of the game. Unless, is that just wind? Oh, I think it's just windy, never mind. I swear to God, I was like, what? We just started going up instead of down. I thought like somehow we'd bug the physics engine so bad. Like it just... Wait, what is this? I wanna investigate this other supply line. I think you're not supposed to slide up. Hold on a second. I wonder if we go down into the abyss, do we like fall and die? Are all these like vents? Is it impossible to fall down there? I feel like it's not going to be impossible to break our legs still, which is the downside. I think we're stuck. Hope we don't die. Oh god, we're going to die. Oh, okay, just kidding. Never mind. We're free again. So that was exciting, I guess. Oh, do you know they make I'm thinking about this because I'm like really thirsty right now. I'm thinking like I don't know, I'm torn because like I feel like if I'm actually kind of sick, I really shouldn't be drinking Monster Energy. I was like, what should I drink though? You know, when I'm so thirsty. I have like a Mountain Dew Code Red as well, which is maybe not the best. Although sometimes I think Mountain Dew's good when you're sick because like you can, I feel like if it burns your throat, it's got to be burning all the sick bacteria, right? You know, that like burn you feel on the way down. I have to go over there. You know what I'm talking about? No? Nah, dude. I feel like if that's like bad for you, it's got to be bad for the bacteria. I think Mountain Dew is basically, it's basically like a lighter rubbing alcohol in my opinion. You know, that's my medical consensus. Those dude. That just brought, oh no, I think we're stuck. But that brought back so many repressed memories of like the fucking like wait, you think it's better for them than you? I mean, maybe. Sorry, that brought back so many like repressed memories of like COVID misinformation. Oh my god, dude. All the people who were just like, yeah, just inject, like, well, can't we just inject bleach into our body to kill the bacteria? Just like, bro, how do you think this works, dude? What the fuck? It's like... But no, Mountain Dew totally works, I swear. You know, if you're feeling down, you just haven't drank enough Mountain Dew. You haven't killed enough bacteria with the Mountain Dew in your body yet. I don't know what we're supposed to do here. I thought we'd go up, like on the wall or something. Okay, can we like? Oh, I think we can counteract the forces of the wind by climbing. I mean, yeah, but that is true. You know, maybe I'm the dumb one. Maybe it does like get rid of the bacteria all along. Like, actually, yes. There's just other complications. So right, you know? But anyway, my point was they make Stranger Things Gatorade. That's where I was going with that. You know, want some hashtag Stranger Things hashtag branded Gatorade? Am I going through that gap over there? Dude, I feel like we need like a vibe check, like for a team. Like on a scale of 1 to 10, how insufferable is the stream right now? I know I'm probably supposed to jump across that canyon because it's like a real nice shortcut thingy. But I'm kind of afraid of falling down there. I don't know what's down there, you know. Oh, just kidding. We're getting pushed on our merry way. Oh no. Oh, I think we're gonna die, maybe. Unless there's some crazy strong updraft down here, which doesn't look like it's very likely. Was I, maybe I am supposed to like jump for it, you know? Maybe we just go for it. Back down here where we're okay. No, I don't think going for it's the answer. Is this the speedrun strat? Oh, it's because there's like a vent there. Why is it still pushing me? Okay. I don't know. We just try to get like as much air as possible. Just the strat. And then we just drift on over. I feel like we're gonna die here either way. Okay, well, we didn't even like hit the ground there. Can I shield myself from the wind on the pipe? I think the idea is to somehow get over there. We just seem to be dying. Maybe I'm supposed to jump from like here to there or climb the wall, I guess, across. I don't know, you know? I feel like I sometimes like super overestimate our stamina, and other times just super underestimate our stamina. Fucking hate this clip button, bro. It always starts too late or ends too early. Sometimes my like audio like bugs out when I'm trying to clip. That's the only thing I feel like I don't like. Like I'll try to like clip something, but then I'll like mute the stream, so I like miss out on like the current content because it's like trying to get me to do the clip, you know? We're so dead. I don't know what we're supposed to do here. Maybe we're supposed to make it to that? Is that the secret all along? I'm supposed to just jump to that rock but not be dead? I think this was the secret. Like we've made it. Wow. Sometimes I think I don't like this game. We really need mods to do clips for us live or do them after stream. Yeah. But then you have to, I don't know, then you have to like do clips after stream, you know? It means you have to like listen. I don't know. Part of me, I'm not like super, I feel like I'm used to the sound of my voice now. Sorry, my eyeball's like super itchy. But originally, I feel like I would hate having to do like clips and stuff after stream because I'm like, then I gotta hear myself talk, you know? Like, gotta listen to that guy. Oh god. I have no idea how we're supposed to make this. Alright, my thought is we jump back into like the wind stream. Is that like a thing? And we just use the wind to carry us over? No? Maybe we just die, I don't know. Supposed to go down? Is that the secret? You think it's okay? So the reason I said that maybe I don't like this game sometimes is because I feel like there's moments like this where I'm like, where do I go? Or like I know where to go. It's like there, but then it's like, but how? You know, how do I get there? It's like the game doesn't give you enough information sometimes, and I guess like I don't know. Part of me, like maybe it's not so bad to have to figure things out. Other part of me is like, if this was a portal map, I feel like there'd be a very obvious like walkway with like a jump to get to this thing. You finally understand why I hate Visage? Yeah, I mean, I do think, yeah, I don't know, because Visage is like sometimes it's good because like you're stuck in like a single room, right? Which I guess is both good and bad. Because if you don't know like what to interact with in the room, then you're definitely like, this sucks. But there's other times like, well, at least like the scope is kind of limited. But then at the same time, it's like, I think this game, they don't limit the scope on purpose, because it's like, they almost want you to have the freedom, you know? And sometimes freedom is free, you know, or whatever, like, you know, America, hoorah. whatever, like, I was playing Apex yesterday and some dude started like raging at me. He was like, oh, I get it, you're a liberal, that's why you won't shoot your gun. And I'm just like, what? Like, excuse me, sir, like, are you okay? Like, and this was just out of fucking like nowhere, bro. It's like, I was like, this person is not well. I don't know what to like, I don't know how to react to this. Part is like, you know, I'm just like, I was just like, this is so like, it was just so random. I was like, I don't know what's going on, dude. Yeah, just made me think of, he's so right, you know. I feel like it's absolutely, you know, probably the most sane Apex player, honestly. That pipe on the left, yeah, see, I thought that, but then like, the wind just like knocks you off of it. I think what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to know that like I can climb this far over, and then, oh, we actually might have made it if we climb like a little bit more. I thought like what maybe I'm supposed to do is save the stamina for like one jump. You know, we get that one good jump and then we just like jetpack booster over or something. Dude, I thought we almost could have made it that time, though. You know, maybe. Just do it. Isn't that like Nike's whole thing? You think we get like a Shia LaBeouf? Yeah, so true, actually. Just do it. Shia LaBeouf. Am I crazy? Was that also like a Nike thing for a while? That's Shia LaBeouf, the only one that matters. Wait, was there, do you think like, you think Nike is like in on the Shia LaBeouf just do it? Are they just like, yes, free advertising, Shia LaBeouf? You think like, that man stole our product slogan? Nike does that too? They both just do it? My thought is we get like as much left. Actually, maybe I should go even more left, you know? Because I feel like I latched onto this kind of early still. I don't want to like lose any height. Whack it harder, make it bust. Bust all over. Hashtag Nike. Hashtag Shia LaBeouf. I was thinking like, okay. I'm afraid to throw myself back down the wall, but I'm gonna try to explain this, okay? So I thought like, okay, we can go as far over until those like 2 arrows show up. And then we like latch onto the wall. Because like, that'll give us like the most sideways distance without using any stamina, if that makes sense. First try, exactly, first try. All the bust, even like what is like the German, I never remember the German word for butt for some reason. I always know. There's like, I remember that fucking like Iris HoloLive thing where she's like interacting with the fans and she just straight up is like Team Bruce or like Team Booba or whatever. I think Bruce means bust. So I think Team Bruce or Team Booba is probably the same team, but... Whoa, Foundation! Holy shit. Okay, well, I guess this is it. Welcome to Foundation, everybody. We've made it. I always think about that, like, Iris quote. She's like, just straight up, like, asking fans at the meet, like... You know, what side are you on? It's too windy if we like poke our head up. Oh, okay, never mind. It's over. Oh, that actually murdered us. You know the sad part is, and I hope Suba Phoenix isn't in the chat right now. Like, this is still a way better game than Subnautica in my opinion. guess we go. I guess we go. Go. I was gonna say we go left now, but this is this is our right, by the way. The other left, if you will. Holy shit! I hope we don't fall down that ravine. And/or fall down that ravine. Does this remind you of like the Minecraft music? Sometimes this game, this is gonna be so bad, right? This is probably a real boomer thing to say. Like, dude, sometimes this game reminds me so much of Minecraft. It's basically the same game, honestly. Holy shit, how far down does this go? Do you think that's the core of the planet down there? I was hoping a strange gust of wind would, like, come gather us at some point and we wouldn't meet a terrible fate at the bottom of this ravine, but I think that we're just gonna I think it's just over. You think that lady was flirting when she sent you a picture of her bed? Wait, some lady sent you a picture of her bed? Damn. Wait, when did this happen? Where did this happen? What context did she send it in? Was it like a postcard and she was like, wish you were here, and then she just got like the picture of the bed? Holy shit, dude. How far have we fallen? Oh my god, dude. Almost no context like a year ago. I don't know. Oh, I think I do remember this. I think I do remember you telling me about this. It's hard to say, honestly. Maybe she... I think we talked about this before. It's like, I don't know, maybe she's just trying to, maybe she's super proud of her new bed and she's just trying to show it off, you know? Did she have silk sheets? I think the, ghost of our ancestor wants us to go down. She said... I can't tell if they're silk. Wait, she said I can't tell if they're silk? Or you're saying like you can't tell if they're silk, but she said something different? Because I feel like, you know, if she's just like, I can't tell if these sheets are silk, want to come over and tell me? Like, I feel like it's different. Be my victim, you're the only one online. I feel like she was probably either into it or desperate, you know? She might have been like a... You know, I feel like, I will say, I feel like you had a chance. You know, part of me is like, you probably maybe don't necessarily want the chance, at least in this case, but part of me thinks like the opportunity was probably there. Like, not like we're gonna be boyfriend and girlfriend forever type of thing, but just like two people happen to be in the right place at the right time type of thing. Wait, I should have scanned that. What is this? A very deteriorated base camp from a faraway colony. Well, today we learned. Is there a difference between her being desperate or into it? I mean, I actually don't know, you know, now that you think about it. I think of like all those like messages like dudes send like to like people on Twitter. You go see like screenshots, right? Where there's like, show me your feed. Like, and you know that like no one in their sane mind is typing this to someone like legitimately. They're just too far gone, right? They're too far down to Goonerville, and they're just like they think this is a good idea, or they just think it's like, I don't even know if they think it's a good idea. I think they're just like, this is my one chance, or they're just too like mind controlled to care, you know? Like, I don't know. I feel like it's like that, right? I don't know if we're gonna make it up this cliff. What do I do? Wait, I can't see if she's online anymore. Did she block me? I guess you're just gonna have to send a message and find out. You should, I wouldn't recommend this, but like, but it's way funny because it's like a year after the fact, right? So you should be like, damn, that is a pretty, you're right, that is a pretty nice bed. Like, it's like 1 year later, no context. She probably, I feel like she might be just as embarrassed, you know? Maybe you'll bond over it, you know? Absolutely not. No, it'd be hilarious. Go and do it. So you make friends on the internet. You could also call her out in like a more strategic way, but it'd be like way less funny. You're like, remember that time you sent me this picture of your bed? Although I feel like if you weren't blocked before, you might be blocked after that. Am I just going down here? Is that the secret? Oh, it does kind of look like we're just going down. I don't know if we're gonna survive this. I'm gonna be honest with you. You have way too much shame? Nah, dude, it'll be great. You never know. Maybe she'll be like, oh, I remember you, you know? I just think of like terrible, like, you know, just ask her how that bed's been treating her after like the year or two. You know? How's that bed been going since we spoke last, you know? How do I get down there? We just slide? There's just like a vertical angle. Actually, it's kind of working. I think we may have fucked it up. I think we were supposed to slide significantly longer than this, and I think we're gonna die. You'd rather be forgotten? Damn. You know. We're so dead. The problem is at some point this wall's gonna end. Ooh, okay, never mind, we're making it. Just kidding, we broke our legs. You think if you fall from a height like this, do you break your legs or do you just break your whole body? Like, at what point do the legs no longer become a concern? Because like, there's such a small part of the picture of like the impact at that point. This is like a really morbid question to like explore and or ask. I think your legs are not the issue. I think about that dude that was like, he like falls off his, he speeds on his paramotor, and then I think he like has like some kind of like, he just like loses lift. Because I think his paramotor gets like tangled, and he just like falls to the ground, and he's like recording the whole thing on iPad, and he's just like, ah, he's just like sitting there like screaming in pain, yelling at Siri to call 911, but Siri's too dumb to like do it. I just said that, and I was like, I hope my phone isn't like conspiring against me. But yeah, he just like screams at the thing, and he's like tells it to like okay, just double checking. Like, but he like screams at it, and it's like she doesn't, and then but he's just like, he doesn't like call him like, I fell off my flying machine. Like, Party's like, okay, I get it, he's like in pain, and I think I'm laughing as like a coping mechanism because like my brain doesn't want to acknowledge how like grim this is, but the way he words it is like super weird. And then he has like tell him to go like find him in like the desert, and he's like, yeah, he's like, I'm about like this many miles like this direction of like the highway. But I think he like broke his, I think he like shattered his pelvis, and then I don't know if he like broke his legs though. So it makes me think like, you know, maybe if you don't land legs first, the legs aren't the problem. Is that a train down there? Yeah, that's the if your pelvis is shattered, it's over regardless. I mean, I think he healed. He like recovered. You gonna come back from that one? No, he's like fine. He lived. He's perfectly fine. I think it took like a long time, so it's like it probably wasn't the best like few months of his life, I'm certain, but like he's okay. He made it, dude. The crazy thing is like how far he like fell to, and then like still was like okay, which is like the wild part to me, because I always thought just like at some point it's over, you know, you just don't, you fall more than 8 feet, that's it, you're done, you know. But like, no, apparently not. Dude, this is exactly like Peak but in reverse, this like game. No, he was like I think he was wheelchair like bound for like a little bit, but he's like back now. He's like fully back. I don't know if he flies his paramotor anymore, but he's like, he's still there. He's doing it. There's like a crystal down there somewhere. Damn it. Keep getting AI summaries so you can't verify. You're trying to look up the guy. He was, I mean, to be fair, this was like something I saw on Twitter, but I think it was him that posted afterwards, and he was like, I'm alive and okay. You know? I don't know why the AI would pretend to be him and then lie and be like, I'm okay. I think if we get this, I was gonna say we can maybe die, but like, I don't know where to go from here. Oh, that was not the way to go from there. That was definitely not the way to go from there. You know what I do like about AI, and this is probably a really bad take. You know, before I just used to get paywalls from like the Wall Street Journal, where they'd be like, pay us $10 to read the Wall Street Journal. But now I just get misinformation from AI, so I feel like it's free misinformation, mind you, you know, just saying, just throwing that out there. I fucking hate artists, AI's your best friend. Listen, you know, I hate journalists, AI's also my best friend. We're so dead. Wait, what do you think? You know, what do you think about that one? You know, part of me is like, it's bad because like I kind of understand why journalism is important. You know, because like if the journalists don't report things, then like you have places where like the government is the only people that report things, and it's always like their side of the story. You know. Well, the other part of me is like I don't like journalists because I feel like they already tell like their very pointed side of the story a lot of times. I feel like there's very few journalists that will just give you like the facts as they are. And then there's a lot of like yellow journalism, just straight up, where people are just like making shit up for clicks and views. You know, my least favorite kind of journalist. The government review, exactly. The government reviewed their actions. Turns out they did nothing wrong, you know. Oh, jeez. Alright, we made it somewhere. It's not like where I wanted to go down the mountain. I think this might actually be worse. That thing like is kind of over there though. There's no such thing as facts, but yeah, it would be better if there's more transparency. Yeah, that's like... No, my legs. Okay, maybe we live this time. I was like, we're not gonna live this time. It was close. I'm so glad we live here, where we have infinite lives to figure out our problems. I will try to like climb here, where the ground is more shallow. Dude, this game is so much better when like the music is playing. It's not just like empty wind sounds. You know, I feel like when the music goes, it kind of like makes me feel something for like these people in this like society that's like down here. You know, and when the wind plays, I'm just left with my thoughts. We live in a society, exactly. Sometimes my thoughts don't make me feel anything for these people. Sometimes my thoughts are worried about the heat death of the universe, you know? I just feel like... It's like I got my own problems. I can't worry about these people's struggle. Dude, this building looks like it's made of rugs. Kinda is made of rugs. This one also looks like it's made of rugs. I think these were people's old homes. I played Stray. I actually haven't. Is it actually good? Because my like first impression of it was probably like the narrow-minded, jaded perception. You know, I was just like, bro, you're just a cat. Like, what's the purpose? You know, like, why are people playing this game where you get to be a cat? You know, like, what if you tell me there's more to it than that? I'll believe you, and I'll maybe be more interested in checking it out. Or maybe that's just the point. You know, maybe that's supposed to be all there is to it, and that's like the artistic message in itself. You know. My problem is I always feel like a game has to say something deeper about like itself or society, or I just feel like I'm not super interested in it. There's existential dread in Stray, the game where you're a cat. Why? Is it because like you know your time as a cat is limited, or like what's going on here? You know, like your owners are gonna die, and you're gonna die, and you're gonna get the cat kidney disease that all the cats seem to get. Down there, what's over here? I'm kind of impressed. I really thought it was just gonna like you just run around and are a cat, like that's the end of it. Like the transfer mice of the modern age. What do you think all this is about? Is this just like I'm supposed to run around here and I feel that this like society once existed and they're gone now? Kind of on a similar note, do you ever wonder how many of like our buildings in society will like outlast us as like a bunch of people, as a species, you know, as a society even? I remember that one lady saying that like if aliens ever discovered Earth after people were gone, they would think that we're like a race of giants. Because like our bridges and our cities and all of our structures are huge. Even though we're like small individual people, we have like these I feel like it's kind of amazing like the giant projects we managed to like put together, you know. So anytime someone's like, I'm gonna be an indie VTuber, I'm just gonna do everything myself, and I'm like, I feel I get a little like, I don't know, part of me's like, I get it, you know, I enjoy being an indie VTuber for reasons, but I also think I'd have to be like completely insane to not realize that there were like other pros and cons to being a corpo VTuber. Where it's like, yeah, you're running the show and you're in charge, but like I doubt you yourself as an individual will ever have like the free time to put on like a virtual concert and sell tickets and book a venue and somehow have like the collective purchasing power necessary to like do all these things. And it was like, I remember I had like one very distinct conversation with somebody who was like, no, I'm gonna do it myself, bro. I'm gonna do it myself. Like, I'm gonna sell tickets myself. I'm gonna book like the Super Bowl stadium myself. He's like, it's gonna be me all myself. I'm just like, bro, do you not understand that society exists for like a reason? Like, because doing shit by yourself kind of sucks. Like, okay. There's a society that lives as robots until, unable to see the light, and a robo friend lost his memories and guides you a bit as your hacker man. That's all I know without spoilers. Wait, am I thinking of the right game? Am I thinking of the right Stray? Like, this is the one where you're a cat, right? Wow, it is. Okay, what the heck? What the hell? I didn't even know this game had a plot. I'm so impressed. I legit just thought it was like you're a cat, run around, be free. I feel like now I'm infinitely more interested. Do you think this is gonna be better than Alright, so if it comes down to the poll, right, you gotta vote on a game. Would you rather play Death Stranding or Stray? Actually, would you rather watch me play Death Stranding or watch me play Stray? To go back up, because this is going to be arguably way worse than going down. Oh shit, it's water. Oh my god, this is giving me flashbacks of like Rocket League flying tutorials. Stray's way shorter, like 2 streams maybe. You're saying Death Stranding is a masterpiece that will take multiple streams to complete. masterpiece wasn't the right word to put in your mouth. What, Death Stranding's only a 40-hour game? Does that, like, seem unreasonable? That kind of blows my mind? Not like talking shit or anything, just that, like, I thought it would have been so much longer of, like, a game. Hours is a long time. Is that true? I have like no concept of time. I guess do you think in terms of streams, if you do like, if you're like a 3-hour Andy streamer, then how many streams is that? Was it? That's like 10 plus streams. That's a lot of streams. You know, and a lot of crossing streams. Wish it could be. If only it was Death Crossing, you know? Oh my goodness. Thank you for the raid, Delta. You were crushed like Owlboy in literally one stream and was kind of disappointed. Who is this guy? I know, right? Never seen this guy before, ever. Wait, what do you feed? Is he like a horned owl or something? Is how, or is there other context for this? I thought he was a night owl, not a horned owl. He knows what he did. Oh my goodness. No, thank you for the raid. I hope you've had a good stream. We're playing Lorn's Lure. Also, welcome raiders. I'm Pikachu. Welcome to our host club. Sometimes I say my host club and I forget that, like, it's the collective host club owned by all of us. Today we're playing Lorn's Lure, which I think I said already. That's it. That's all I got. We're also talking about, like, life, you know, philosophy, whether Death Stranding is better than that game where you play as a cat. And, yeah, you know, feel free to stop in, relax, enjoy the music, enjoy my voice, and if you don't enjoy any of those things, you're always free to leave, I suppose, but I'd like you more if you didn't. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing here. I'm just trying to wing it. Like, edgy. Wait, oh, just said Larry was being edgy, and he's like, hey, yo, and bro, edgy does not mean that. Nah, I feel like, you know, it could be. I could see it, you know. Where do I go from here? I feel like jumping straight at that thing is not the answer. But is that like more water above us? What is that? Don't encourage him? I mean, I'm just saying, like, I don't think this is the way to go. It tells us to go up there, but how? I feel like this pillar has something to do with it. I don't know, because I feel like I'm not going to make it to that wall with like enough stamina to like go sideways. Or am I? I don't know about this one. No, you think if we can like get in that corner somehow, we can like abuse the stamina regen? I don't think we're any better off this way. We go like a lot farther than I kind of thought. So maybe. Oh geez. My nose is so itchy. You think we can make it there in one jump, or you think that's like impossible? I thought it was like if we just jump faster, we'll be like higher up, right? And then we'll be closer to where we gotta go. Seems like that kind of worked. feel like jumping saves time until it doesn't, because then you just don't have stamina and you just fall into the abyss. You know? Like here. I don't know if we're gonna make it. I wish I just spoil One Piece before I start reading it. Oh, I don't know. I feel like something really crazy would have to happen. Something really, really like. No, it'd have to be like Fairy Tale, where you tell me every 7 episodes they put a swimsuit episode, so the fandom doesn't get bored. And they're like, okay, tell me more. Tell me more. He hates me. I just feel like, you know, I feel like. And then Luffy realized that, like, you know, he was the One Piece all along. The One Piece was inside of him. He didn't need the treasure, you know. It was beyond him. He had friends, and that was the best treasure he ever had, you know. One Piece has some fan service, dude. I know that, like, I heard Nami's boobs get bigger like every season. I'm just like, why? Why is this like this? Oda baited the entire fucking community. Nobody wants to talk about it. What do you mean baited? You know, that's a very loaded term. Like all of them himself. That's a lot. That's an awful lot of baiting. Wait, can we actually like? I thought we held shift. We actually climbed faster for a second. Like, have I been doing this the slow way this entire time? I think we want to go down there, right? Kind of a spoiler. Oh, I see. I don't know what to do. You made a thirst trap and no one will admit the lewd thoughts they had. Oh, was it one of those, like, turns out it's like a boy all along type of thing, and people were like, I can't possibly have any sort of homosexual tendencies and unspeakable. Like, is it one of those, or like a nah, but sorta? Okay, well, okay, I'm becoming more interested in One Piece. You know, I don't want to give any kind of bad impressions, but, you know, I think that Astolfo guy is probably one of my favorite characters. It was an inspiration to many, really. Where do we go from here? This is how people in the future climb rocks, by the way. They just jump off the wall and rocket boost back into them. It's fine. It's kind of working, though. So this seems like the ceiling of the cave, and I swear there, like, was a hole somewhere we could have gone. Wait, over there. Is that where I would have thought? Going the wrong way this entire time? No wonder this was so easy. God damn it, we're dead. Me when I try to find the hole. What do you think? What do we like? Alright, I guess we just go sideways. Didn't we come from this direction? Weren't we already here? Oh no, we weren't. Okay, this is different. I lied. You know, I've misjudged. Sorry for bitching. Doesn't these people and their abandoned lifestyle make you feel something? Does One Piece have any abandoned, broken homes and villages? I feel like it does. Because I swear, like, some of the spoilers my friend just, like, told me before. It's like, he's like, actually, it's surprisingly deep, you know? Yeah, exactly. They're all from broken homes. Oh, I hit the wrong button. I meant to, like, unhide the UI. Because I accidentally hit it again. I'm guessing we go to that triangle-shaped stuff. Isn't good. Okay, most are from, like, some are fine actually, but most are from broken homes. Yeah, I mean, that's fair. Do you think that like reflects the real life state of the world? You know, how many people IRL do you think are from like broken homes but are still like functioning people? How many people IRL do you think they're from broken homes but like they didn't get the right Starbucks latte that morning and their whole day is ruined? You know, what do you like, how many people, I guess I wonder how many people are like just optimistic of their situation versus like how many people are like, oh my god, my life is the worst ever, they used oat milk instead of almond milk in my Starbucks, you know, like it's just truly the worst thing that has ever happened. Versus people that are like, yeah, I lost a leg as a child, but I'm still making it work, you know, like life's still pretty okay, you know, like. At the same time, I don't know, I guess it's like, it's probably like a therapy faux pas where you're like, you're not supposed to really compare your struggles like other people's struggles, because like yeah, you could always justify like you're okay based on like somebody else's circumstances, but somewhere it's like your thoughts and feelings are supposed to be valid and kind of valid, and it's like you can't help if you're like, some things just bother you and they make you sad, and it's like, and that's okay. Like, you're for sure doomer for no reason. Most from broken homes, like the enemy characters tend to be from broken homes to give them motivations for being relevant rather than being mundane. I mean, that's probably like, when you put it like that, I almost don't hate isekai manga. At the same time, I'm just like, I'm still just like, no, it's like, he's like, oh, I was a fat loser in my past life, and now every person I meet just wants to sleep with me. I'm like, no, you don't. Shut up. You're still a fat loser. Like, get back in your box, bro, or like make yourself a better person the old-fashioned, the way everybody else has to, you know. Like, so is that shallow? But it varies. Yeah. I think that's probably the big like crux of why I don't like isekai manga. Because I feel like it's frequently just like, instead of actually doing the work to get yourself out of like whatever shitty situation you happen to be in, people just like, they just hit the reset button and they just get like the cheat code like way out, you know? I have no idea how I'm supposed to get over there. Unless it involves that pile of rubble and then that wall over there. I thought it would be like the ceiling for a while, but now I'm thinking like maybe it is this way. There's no way we're gonna like, what the fuck? It's gotta be over there somehow. Maybe we get to that and then we like just waddle over. Just do like the Wizard of Oz is kind of isekai. Is it? I mean, it's like, I'm trying to think, how does that like happen? How does the Wizard of Oz actually play out? I feel like I'm confounding the Wizard of Oz and Cinderella, where I'm like, yeah, because in the house falls on her evil stepmother, and I'm like, is that like, that's not the same movie? You know, I think Cinderella's the real isekai all along. That's part of the Wizard of Oz? Wait, like the Wizard, but it's the Wicked Witch of the West? Yeah, I don't know, was the Wicked Witch of the West like some metaphor for like her evil step parents or something? I feel like Dorothy has like, okay, this, I could be totally wrong about this, so don't quote me, okay? I feel like, I thought Dorothy had like a perfectly normal life where she's just like out there like in the wilderness with her happy dog, living her happy life, picking like her happy berries or whatever, you know? And then she just like ignores the tornado warning, and then like they all get Wizard of Oz'd away. Wait, they're all her family members? Everybody in the Wizard of Oz is like a like the Tin Man is like a metaphor for like someone in Dorothy's family after she gets isekai'd into the tornado world. She lives on a farm during the Dust Bowl, so it's not good. Oh, I see. And then she gets isekai'd away. You think is it? Wait, so is like the? Oh, hold on, I have so many questions about this. I've always taken the Wizard of Oz at face value, and I feel like there's, oh my god, there's so much more meaning that could be drawn from this. Wait, so you're saying that the tornado is like, this is all just a euphemism for like Dorothy in the afterlife, like finding the dreams and stuff that she's always wanted type of thing after she's already dead and it's already too late type of shit? Is that what you're telling me? She's the Shinji Ikari of the Dust Bowl world? No? Oh, well, never mind then. 0 out of 10 shit movie. There's no place like home as a message rather than somewhere over the rainbow. Oh, I see what you're saying. So before she was like, this must be, oh, I kind of get it, right? Before she's like looking for this escape and she's like, then my life will be perfect. But then she realizes it's not perfect and that her old life was better because it was like, even though it was simple, you know, it was what she knew and recognized and appreciated. So she says there's no place like home and she clicks her heels together and then she ends it back at home. Instead of having the power to rule over all slimes for eternity, she'd rather just be the loser that got hit by the truck. Is that what you're telling me here? I wonder if there's actually like hidden lore back here. Sort of. Okay, I can kind of get with it. I don't think there's any hidden lore back here. I think I've been misled. Oh, what if there's hidden lore down there? You know, Lorn's lure, more like Lore's lure, am I right? There's nothing back here. I'm full of regrets. Am I breathing too loud for the microphone? Because I feel like I'm just straight mouth breathing at this point. It's like afraid the grass is green on the other side, but on the other side there's work to do. Yeah, I kind of like, oh, we're supposed to go down there. We're supposed to go down instead of up all along. No, I'm fine. All right, awesome. But it does kind of make sense, right? Where it's like, I feel like a lot of people kind of like, I don't know. I want to say a lot of people have that kind of like desire where like you think that like life is going to be better for other people. Like their life must be so much better, you know, just because they're richer and smarter and sexier and like more popular and stuff. But then you realize like, you know, you had what they didn't have all along, you know? Don't worry, you go down. Wait, wasn't this that? Is this back to the Batman Catwoman thing? You know, just because that guy's sexier and prettier and has a Ferrari, you know, that doesn't mean his life's more put together. You know, you've got things that he doesn't have. I do kind of think that though. Like I'm kind of joking about it at this time, but it's like, I think a lot of times it's like people just look at other people and like, oh, they have money, so life must be so good. Or I feel like, oh, dude, the thing that pisses me off so much is when like businesses, I guess, or like video games are just like, yeah, but we had money, so the product was a success. And I was like, no, it wasn't. It's like, you people are, you're terrible fucking people destroying the planet. Like, and I don't know. Like, even like the fucking Diablo Immortal thing makes me so upset where they're just, yeah, but we made millions, so we're successful, even though like it pissed people off and probably arguably did fucking more harm in the world than good. It's like if some dude's like, yeah, tons of people died, but we made shitloads of money off the polio vaccine, so grand success. It's like, no, fuck you. Like, I don't know, I feel like too many people, like, quantify money as, like, the winning factor, when there's way better things, you know? Let's see what's up with this dude. The soldiers were at a severe disadvantage in this fight. The soldiers had been hung as a warning to other battalions. Material analysis suggests metallic devices ancient, likely for some purpose of punitive warning. Well, better bring it up. I don't know, I feel like sometimes you're winning at certain things. I don't know, let's see, sometimes because you're losing at certain things doesn't mean you're not winning at other things. Like, I'll say that. I'll leave it at that, I guess. But people do still say they'd rather be crying in the Ferrari. Am I diverging too much? You think we'll be able to get back over there? You think this is like... I don't know if I can climb this. It's made of metal. Give up a lot for a life partner, not gonna lie. I mean, I don't know, I do feel like there's like trade-offs with like stuff like that. I don't know if this is like too much. I don't know if I should share this much, but I feel like I'm too selfish sometimes to like have like a life partner or something. I feel like there's things I don't want to sacrifice, and there's like time I don't want to spend with other people when like I want to have time to do like other things. Like I have a friend right now that like can't, like he used to play games with us all the time, and I'm not saying like his like partner's like a bad person or anything like that, but it's like now he like spends more time with her, but that means like he doesn't get time to play games with us, and I don't even think like he wants that sometimes. I think it's just like that's part of like the terms and conditions of like the relationship. It's like that's what she needs to feel secure, so that's what he has to do to like make her feel secure kind of thing. So it's like he doesn't get to play games with us. I just feel like I like playing Apex for like 8 straight hours a day sometimes and not talking to literally anybody. And just like I feel like I'm sometimes not willing to sacrifice that, but at the same time like I'm almost unreasonably like needy in the opposite regard. Like if I was supposed to be with somebody and they disappeared for like 8 straight hours and then they like only got back to like at the end of the 8 straight hours, I just like, what the heck happened, man? Like what the, where were you, you know? Like, so that's where I don't know, I guess I feel like it's all about like you know, what you want and what you're willing to give up for it, I guess. And maybe not even necessarily like give up for it, maybe like what works for you and what works for them, that like both works for each other at the same time. So that way nowadays, not gonna lie, the analysis suggests the most likely cause for the structural failure was an explosion. The soil is very fertile inside this harvesting machine. Compromise of naturally available nutrients in the sand mixed with the synthetic ones. What does that mean? Wait, did this like a grain explosion or like something else? Sometimes I feel like that quote from like the Batman movie. The Joker's like, I'm just a dog chasing cars. I wouldn't know what to do if I caught one. Like, that's what, I don't know. I feel like I spread a lot of my like my desire to hang out with people and my joy with other people over like a large like breadth of friendships instead of like wholly investing into like one singular friendship. I don't know, sometimes I just feel like I don't know, the other part of me too is like, I think a lot of people look for like a partner person because they think it's going to like help them be fulfilled. They're like, I'll just find this person and my life will be like complete. But I don't think like, I feel like if we go back to like Buddhism and stuff like that, it's like I feel like you'll always, this is like the worst way to word this, right? But I'm like, you'll always be empty until like until you're not, until like you're, I feel like true fulfillment comes from within. And so I think a lot of people are actually just coping through life with like this life partner that makes them feel like they have a purpose and are fulfilled, but they're technically not actually fulfilled. And then I think if that person disappeared on like any given day, they'd be like completely lost, like not know what to do. Part of just like, I like it better when I like fulfill myself. And I'm like my own happiness. It's like right now, it's like I feel content to be me, I guess. You used to think like your priorities are really different. You used to think you were that guy. When you were dating someone, you legit felt so fulfilled. Every day was literally brighter and you were less of an asshole. I don't know, but then I feel like... I guess I just still feel like you're kind of like depending on that person for that though. And maybe this is bad. This probably sounds like I have like trust issues, and I feel like I normally don't think I do. Like, there's that quote where he's like, maybe you'll have a wealthy spouse, maybe you'll have a trust fund. He's like, but you never know when either one will run out. And I feel like it's not to say that other people can't be trusted. It's just to say that like, I don't know if I ever want to feel like so broken or like lost at who I am because of the potential actions of like another person. I'm gonna fall to my death here in game. You're the type that's likely to be codependent. Yeah, that's why I feel like a lot of people are like just codependent. And it's like, I feel like life is better if you can somehow not be, but maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people live in like codependent relationships and they're fine. So this machine is designed to plant, grow, and harvest crops. Nutrients are fed from the pipes above. Once the crops are ready, the machine rotates and funnels them towards the center. They are then transported upwards through the main pipe to where they are needed. This is likely the source of food for the settlement you just came from. So that's why like all the people are dying, because the food's not there anymore. Because the machine exploded. I'm guessing we can climb this. Oh no, we can't, because it makes us click. To climb this. Definitely is different for everyone. The reason I would be with someone is to feel loved and less alone. It definitely made me happier. It definitely made me happier, but also friends make me happier. Kind of like my friends are my power. Are my power type. Yeah, that's where I feel like, I don't know. I have a lot of like bad memories of like wanting certain people to like me and wondering why they don't. And then I have like a lot more happy memories of like, I don't know, I feel like I used to be really sad about it and I'd be like, I'm so alone and I don't have anybody. And now it's like, I just don't think that way anymore, I guess. Cause like, I feel like I just was like sitting there one day and I sat there and I had like a bunch of friends and I realized like, you know, I feel like these people like fulfill me in a sense. It's like, forget the people that don't like you in that kind of way and just like the people that do like you type of thing. I don't know. That's been my life philosophy, I guess. You know, for all the people that like don't have a person, I'm sure you have friends and like other people that care about you and love you, and like you shouldn't discount them, and you should love yourself as well. I think we have to get on that pipe over there somehow. Definitely the type to question why someone doesn't like you. But you've learned not everyone will, and just go on your way. Unless you consider them a friend, but they don't like me. That's difficult for me to process. Yeah, sometimes I think it's like, I definitely won't say like it's easy, right? Because there's sometimes you do like people and you want them to like you and stuff. At least I feel like I'm probably projecting, but like I've definitely been in situations where I still want people to like me and kind of like I like them more than I know that they kind of like me. But then I also try to recognize like it's super not healthy in that situation, and I try to like kind of like limit myself, I guess, or like I try to like recognize that these habits are unhealthy and that they'll only make me sad, and so I try to like work around that and kind of like work like to, I guess, yeah, just try to like limit my own like I try to limit my exposure to situations like that, I guess. I think, are we supposed to get to the ring out here? I feel like it'd be way easier to like, I think we either have to go that way or we go to this outside ring and then we walk that way. You kind of hear that? You're more thinking about being there for someone. You feel like you would derive a lot of meaning from providing someone what they need in a relationship. I mean, that could be fair too. It could be like, I don't know. I feel like, as far as like, I guess I kind of get it. It's like, that's why I think a lot of people own pets as well, right? Because they're like, well, then that pet needs me, and like I have a reason to like get out of bed to take care of my dog. And but part of me is also like, I feel like that's also not healthy, but I don't know. And part of it, it's like, it's sad because like I feel like what works for, like, I shouldn't be judging what works for some people, right? Because it's like, that's what works for them, and it's like, it's not my place to like judge that. But I don't know, I guess the other part of me is like, I want to believe that you should be like dependent enough to where like you can provide your own happiness in a way where it's like you don't need like a dog or like another person to like give you the reason to get out of bed. But I also think that like people by nature like aren't perfect, and so like there's no reason to have to like strive to be perfect or like even pretend to be perfect, you know, where it's like, if that's what you need to like get through it and go on, like carry on, you know, like that's what works for you, then it's like no one else kind of has like a place to like judge that. You just don't want to be a house of cards. I think that's maybe where like my personal opinion comes from in like a way. It's like, I think it goes back to the fact like I don't do like drugs or drink alcohol or anything like that, because it's like I'm very much just like, no, I'm gonna be here in the moment and I'm gonna do everything like I'm gonna do everything the hard way at face value, and that's how like I'm gonna approach life type of thing. You're terrified of the prospect of someone liking you, listening to you like them, you're a fan of people, and that's fine. To also feel that way about a friend is not a good look. You just don't want to be a house of cards. To be clear, I fully don't expect to be in a relationship again. I'm just making it happen myself for now. I mean, to be fair though, I think like, as much as I joke about the whole like, all I need is my alien waifu to fall through my fall through my roof and into my shower, like, I think you will find yourself like you're more likely to get into a relationship, I think, when you're looking for one actively than to sit there and do nothing and like hope you'll stumble into one, if that makes like sense at all. It's like, I think like if you were to say like you were looking for a relationship and you decided you wanted to start doing that, it's like I don't think there's anything wrong with that either, you know. I feel like I'm gonna put myself in the situation where I'm more likely to end up in a relationship because that's what I want. I think that's completely valid. That's just like, I don't want to talk about her like behind her back while she's not here. Like, I think Beatrix has done like a lot to like put herself out there and like make friends lately. And I think that's like pretty cool that she's like, she knows what she wants and she's going to get it, you know? Looking for a relationship is cringe, and looking as a VTuber is even more cringe. You say that, but I think like everyone on the internet, barring dead internet theory, is also just a person. So like you never know. You never know when you're gonna find the person who's looking for exactly what you're looking for. And I think that's why people do like dating things and stuff like that, because I think like at least puts you in the same space, right? Where you're like, I'm kind of maybe sort of looking for a relationship, and then these people here are also kind of maybe sort of looking for a relationship, and then maybe something will kind of sort of happen because we're both kind of sort of looking for the same thing. And that's why I feel like even if you don't drink and stuff, I think that's why bars like used to be super popular, right? Because, you know, everybody's there to get drunk and socialize and maybe kind of mingle and see what happens from there type of thing. So, and it feels like you have a way better chance at that than like walking into like your chances of meeting someone cool and new are way better at like a bar, or even live streaming. Your chances of like meeting someone new and cool is better than like walking up to strangers in a restaurant where they clearly don't want to be approached and then trying to like approach them, you know, like provided them what they need, yes, but I'm not giving up things that I love for them. For example, if they ask me to stop playing video games and spend time with them, sure, that's time I don't mind losing because it's not a huge loss. I can go back to gaming later, but giving up gaming entirely for them that I'm not doing, yeah, I think a lot of people are like, they don't know like their own limits, or like they're willing to sacrifice a lot to make like other people happy. And then I think a lot of relationships, people end up miserable and then they don't work out. It's like those kind of reasons. Some people want you to give up friends to be with them, and I can't do that unless that friend was actually very toxic. Yeah, that's like the other thing too, right? I've had gaming friends who give up gaming and their friends because they got into a relationship, and I can't do that to my gaming friends or any friend. Yeah, I think I like... Panda says it's not quite that simple. Probably isn't, but I would never know. They haven't kept in contact. Only meet people through your stream or their stream at this point. So if it happens for me, it will be through Twitch for sure. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. You gotta go find hot single VTubers in your area. I mean, they don't even have to be hot if that's not like your requirement. You just gotta find single VTubers in your area. There's plenty of lonely VTubers on like both sides. You just gotta find the VTuber that's looking for the things you're looking for. That's like, I feel like it's, what the fuck? There's like functioning society in this place? I thought everything here was dead. There's like military patrols happening. What the fuck? This game's alive, what the hell? Like, but yeah, I feel like, I don't know, it's hard because like you don't know how like friendship kind of happens. I think about a lot of the people I like play Apex with, right? Where it's like, I don't even know how we became friends. I feel like one random day you're playing Apex and you like add somebody and you play more Apex than just a single game with them, and then before you know it, you talk regularly, and then before you know it, you're friends and you do things, you talk about things that aren't Apex and other stuff. So it's like, it's super hard to tell the point at which like a friendship kind of forms, but I also just feel like, again, it's more like I feel like you have to do, like if you want those things, you know, it helps to make situations where those things can happen more likely to happen. You gotta swing the odds in your favor, you know? You think VTuber is another keyword for lonely? Yeah, I mean, I don't know, because I feel like some VTubers maybe aren't like lonely, right? There's plenty of VTubers out there that aren't looking to make friends. There's plenty more VTubers out there that are willing to like shill and sell out their friends for content. So I don't know if all VTubers are lonely, but I do think like there's probably a decent amount of them, but I think any kind of streamer might be like slightly lonely. Like think of all the old like this is gonna sound bad, right? Think of all the old grannies playing Skyrim that are like just streaming to like meet new people. You know? I just think it's a way to potentially meet people. I thought that was like up above there and we fell off into the abyss, and now the thing is like restarted us way back here. I think you're just more likely to meet people like streaming, right, than sitting and being sad alone in a computer chair. You know? That's literally never happened to me. So far it's been that way for me too. Haven't been on anything else but Twitch lately. I've been neglected my gacha games because I can only play them on my phone. Then you'd fit right in. Yeah, I think the VTuber is another keyword for lonely. Then you'd fit right in. Literally never happened to me. Shout out to Grandma Skyrim. I fuck with them. That's what I'm saying, dude. You just gotta be Grandma Skyrim. I think like there's so many more people, and that's like that's one of the things that's probably like kept me streaming the longest than like anything else, right? It's like I'm so dead here. Maybe not. No, we're dead. I feel like that's one of the more like fun reasons I feel like I enjoy streaming is when like you meet like nice, cool new people. You know, when it feels like every stream, even if it doesn't go well, even if it's like terrible, if you meet like one new person, there's like one new viewer watching or something like that. I should really like that when like I started streaming. I want to believe I still like it now. I've met so many people who play Apex just being like a streamer that also happened to play Apex. And it's like, maybe we're not the best friends, you know? Maybe we wouldn't like, I wouldn't give them my address and be like, yo, let's hang out, right? Because we're clearly like best buds. But it's like, I feel like to have that bond there with them and like to kind of know of them and to talk to each other like on occasion, it's been one of the more enjoyable things about streaming, I think. It's like meeting other streamers in the community. You know, they're just like me for real, for real. like, I don't know if I'm like, I hope I'm not like talking like at you, even though I think technically that is what a stream sort of is, you know. Sometimes I feel like I have this tendency to just go on and on about like what has worked for me in like my life. And I'm like, why don't you just do what worked for me, you know? But then I forget that like other people aren't me. So like it doesn't work for them. I think that's one of my like communication downfalls, the more I've like learned about myself, I guess. If the mic, this is your stream. Yeah, but you know, I'm just saying, you know, like sometimes I feel like people come to me with problems and I'm like, why don't you just solve this problem by being me? As and it's like they can't, because they're not, you know, like, because different people work differently, like. A very deteriorated observer base camp from a faraway settlement. It looks related to the civilization that created the harvesters. This terminal is still active. Content summary suggests that this cliff opening was used by ancient colony to farm. There's an ambient UV-rich light that can be used to photosynthesize here. The soil has enough nutrients for natural crop growth as well. This area must have been a natural biome. These are very rare in the megastructure due to the hostile weather and toxins that permeate the atmosphere. The plant life seems to have all died long ago, so conditions no longer seem optimal to farm. The harvesters in the area can still take advantage of the soil if they protect the crop from the atmosphere. The observers are nowhere to be found. They likely moved on from here. Sounds like a skill issue to me. Dude, I'm just saying, like, sometimes I'm not, like, the best. Like, I want to believe I'm a good listener, but sometimes I'm not. I think I've, like, come to recognize this about myself. I feel like I'm often trying to solve other people's problems in ways that, like, don't work for them. And I feel like I'm ruthless in the fact that like I sometimes just won't take no for an answer. Like where it really is just like, no, but why don't you just do it this way? It's like, because they don't want to. No, shut up, okay? Like, so I'm trying to be aware of my own bad habits and not do that, you know? You zone out too much when listening. Sometimes I also have that problem and then I feel really bad. I think the worst part is that not only do I zone out while listening, I'm not even like a good liar about it. So I feel like they become very aware that like this guy's not even here. This motherfucker isn't even listening to me. It's like, thank God for like society and the fact that like most people won't call you out and like, what's the last thing I said to you? Because I feel like there's so many times where I just be like, like I wouldn't even begin to know how to answer. And that feels really bad. And I probably shouldn't joke about it, but I'm just saying this is definitely a thing that has happened a lot more in the mornings when like I haven't had caffeine or like anything either. Especially because I have like really bad sleeping habits sometimes. There are definitely times at work where I'm just like, this person is 100% aware that like the lights are on and nobody's home. The pop quiz asshole move. I think it's the power move, you know, the like you try to solve problems too much, sometimes you just need to listen. Yeah, sometimes I'm like really bad at like just listening, that's what I'm saying. You can't just sit there listening, you have to do something. Sometimes lay down on the phone with your friend and she's like, hello, and you're like, I'm here falling asleep. Pop quiz is asshole move. To be fair, it's late at night when she calls. Yeah, that's like, I don't know. The other part of me too is like, I don't know. I think about it like the movie, the greatest movie of all time, you know, was it Click with Adam Sandler, you know? When it's like, sometimes if, I don't know, I think a lot of people think they're like not the person they are. This is gonna be like a really weird tangent, but stick with me, okay? Because I think in your head, you're kind of like one person, but the person you are in your head isn't the person that you are to like everybody else, you know? Because everybody else is forming their own opinions of you as like a person and what you mean in like their context. So the part of me that tries to like be really aware of it and like fix it, I think, is like, I think about that scene from Click where it's like he's just fast forwarded like his entire life. And so even though to him, he's like this completely different person, it's like they don't know that person because they only know the person that was him on autopilot, right? People call me kind, you have no idea how you misled them so intensely. Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. I guess more in like a negative sense is what I'm thinking. I think it's good that people think you're kind, and I don't think you're like a super jerk or anything like that. So it's like I think you do think you're a lot worse than you are a lot of times. Just in like your context, like specifically. But my whole thing too is like you think that you're like an active good listener, but then like I guess okay, let me rephrase that. There's times where I will think that I'm an active good listener and I'll realize like I'm not an active good listener. And if I'm not doing active good listener habits, we are so gonna fall to our death here. Then like I'm not gonna be an active good listener, if that makes sense at all. I don't know if that's like, I don't know if I'm getting anywhere that makes any sense of value with this. I'm like, even if you think you're a good listener, if you don't practice good listening, then to everybody that needs you to listen, you're not gonna be a good listener, I guess is where I'm trying to go with this, if that made any more sense. You know? So like, so if you wanna be the person that you think you are, you have to actively become that person. If it matters to you. Some things, it may just not matter. You don't give a fuck, and that's fine. Right? But if you're like, I want to be a good person who donates blood and gives to charity, but then you don't ever make an effort to donate blood or give to charity, then you're not a good person that donates blood or gives to charity. Not to say you're not a good person for other reasons. Just saying like that's how society, that's how like your external worldview kind of works, you know? Like you might believe yourself to be a good person who helps the homeless and gives to charity, but if you're not actually doing that, then you're not actually that, I guess is what I'm like kind of trying to get at maybe. And again, it's like if you're not, that's okay, as long as you're okay with that. But I guess I firmly believe though, then like, if you're not okay with that, then it's like it's time to start making the change, you know? Like that's my high horse soapbox. I think there's a crystal down here somewhere. Wait at it. That's what I really think about, like I feel bad about the whole like donating blood thing a lot too, because it's like I always think about that thing that like a Sea Dog said. He's like, it's not the thought that counts, right? He's like, we thought about saving you because that person thought about donating blood. It's just like, nah, dude, we need real action. I do think there's a certain level of like emotional bullying that comes with that line of thought though that I really don't like. Where you get back to that whole like, well, if you're not flipping the police off at every opportunity, then obviously you're a racist, you know? And I'm just like, I don't know if I like this line of logic. But then when it comes to like, you know, if you're not giving out blankets and spaghetti, then you clearly don't give a shit about the homeless. And part is like, I think you can give a shit, but like, I think your influence is sort of limited in a sense, maybe. I don't know. See, she relies on, you said, oh no, she relies on you? Hold on, I'm like, she only calls when she needs help with stuff or has a lot on her mind. Wait, oh god, Pika's one of them too. What did I miss? Oh, wait, so okay, one time a homie accused me of not listening when I said I was just quietly in VC. Then I encountered it. The last 4 conversations he had in my presence over the last hour to prove him wrong. Oh, because I said you're not like a terrible person. You can't flex. She only calls when she needs help with stuff or has a lot on her mind. She relies on you. I hear you. She relies on me when she wants input on other dudes. That's pretty normal. I feel like there's like a certain degree of trust that comes with that. I know that like bothers like a lot of people. I try to look at like, I'm glad you trust me enough to like share this with and help you make this decision, I guess, in a sense. I know I like Thundercat a lot, but there's that entire song he has about being in the friend zone, and it's like I don't really like that song because I feel like I think his whole thing is like, unless you're gonna do something for me, stop fucking calling me, basically. I feel like that's kind of like a bad mentality. But I don't know, maybe he's been trampled on. Maybe I don't understand his feelings, you know. Nothing to flex about, she's a friend. There's a spectrum involved for sure. You can't act like you care about black people when all you do is make your profile picture black and try to be right. Yeah, there's a lot of virtue signaling there. Sounds like he might be more useful than a friend per se. It depends on how much give and take is going on there. Shawn Mendes is a song that is like, I can treat you better than he can, and I love that song, but hate the message. Yeah, a lot of it's like, I had a friend in like university where like we all kind of thought her boyfriend was like a douchebag. And then she later like broke up with him, and she was like super happy and like free like at that point. She was so much like better off like without him. And then she's like, why did nobody tell me? And like, there's no good way to tell you like the person you have chosen is like an asshole, right? Like I feel like it's a decision that you've made, and we have to like respect your decision that you've chosen this person, even though like we all know it's arguably fucking terrible. But the only other message is just like, we know what's better for you than he does, like than you do type of thing. And I just feel like it's like a terrible like, I don't know. That's what I feel about like the Shawn Mendes song. Where it's like, just because we hated your boyfriend, we're still your boyfriend, you know? And by like respecting you and your decision, we have to respect that this is who you've chosen to be your boyfriend type of thing. There's probably an even amount of give and take. She listens to you and you listen to her. She trusts you enough to want to get an apartment together. That's kind of cool. A lot of times lately, because like I live like alone at the moment, I think like even without like wanting more, I'm just like, dude, we could have like a like we could have an apartment buddy, you know? It'd be like I guess that's why people get roommates, but I think I have a lot of like bad like experiences with roommates that like, kind of suck. It's like there's a lot of times there's like I think it'd be kind of fun to have like an apartment mate. So like think of all the 3M McDonald's adventures we could go on, you know, type of thing. So I look more at like the positives like that than I look at like the, oh god, now I gotta share the space with this person that I might not like or enjoy, who might like do bad things that I don't like or enjoy. I was like, I think we can actually like climb in here if I remember correctly. I don't know what the wind is gonna do when we like let go of this wall. I was actually gonna like kick us out immediately. Alright, we can't go through the channel in the middle because I think the wind will push us. Or not. Been living alone so long, you don't know about a roommate. Sometimes that's how like I used to feel about it, I guess. You know, now I'm like, let's just get back on the old saddle, you know? What does this say? An ancient seal made from a cliff face. There's an inscription that reads, Omnis Venient. I don't know what that means. Yeah, I don't know. A lot of times, I feel like I had a friend that like reached out recently too, and they were like, "What if I let you live in my apartment?" And I was like, for super cheap, like he was gonna charge me like $600 for rent, which is like insanely cheap, I think, in this economy. And part of me thinks it's probably for that reason, right? Where it's like you're like, "Oh, I'm paying for this myself anyway." Like, if you contribute literally any amount to this, it's like less money than I'm paying myself, and then on top of that, you get like a friend person to like do stuff with. You know, sometimes it doesn't seem like a bad deal. That's where I'm kind of at with it. I think, oh god, I thought we were gonna like blow away. Oh jeez, we are gonna blow away. Oh no, I have to start back down here. We need to get to like alright, we'll assess the situation this time. I wish you could see the wind better when you're like at the top of these things, so you know like whether you're gonna fly off into the abyss or not. You've been living for alone so long you don't know what a roommate. At the same time, you have so much house that you don't fucking need. That's what I'm saying, right? Where it's like, I'm already paying for all this space. Like, you just want to live here, and, like hang out, and like maybe do the dishes on occasion, but you don't really have to if you don't want to. You know. But then also just be there at 3 a.m. when when it's time to go to McDonald's, you know. Just like I feel it, you know. Enjoy your company for sure. We spend hours on the phone talking. You just want a house with a bedroom, a game TV room, a living room, and a kitchen. A 2-bed, 1-bath house is enough for me, and that's it. If you have a roommate, especially a lady, you want at least an extra half bath. It's like, cause like she has a lot of stuff. Cause like I feel like I probably have more like hair care products and stuff than like the average person. I feel like I have like a straightener and like a hairdryer in my bathroom right now. And there's a ton of like I have like moisturizer and stuff like left on my counter. I also have like there's Anastasia Beverly Hills like eyebrow. I can't remember what it's called. Like I want to say eyebrow makeup, but I'm sure there's a way better term for it than that. They have a lot of like beauty products. You just need to find people that like match your lifestyle, and also won't do the things you hate when like you live with other people. I used to live with roommates that like refused to do the dishes in the sink, and I'm not the best at doing dishes, but I usually would wash at least the dishes that I'd used. Whereas I've had plenty of experiences with people who will just pile dishes in the sink for days and then never ever wash them. Definitely and generally, and you have similar schedules, there can be a lot of traffic. The good news is like I'm like a degenerate, so it's like I feel like if she's a functioning member of society and uses the bathroom during the regular hours, like then we'll never have an issue, you know? I don't know what I'm supposed to do here. Do I jump? Do I just run and jump and then like grab the wall there? That seems like it could be an option. Or we'll just fall to our death, one or the other. You know, I don't know why I thought the wind would happily carry us along. I feel like it has, like, every time until now. Did we, like, look through the world there for a second? Or was that, like, the pickaxe being weird? Having a roommate will be a 3-bed, 2-bath situation. You need people who aren't loud and don't yell off for sure. There's a lot of times where I thought, like, if I won the lottery... And this is probably maybe okay. I'm gonna say that this maybe isn't the most financially responsible thing to do with your winnings after you win the hypothetical lottery, okay? But we'll say disclaimer aside there. I thought like I would just get like a mansion and just like let all my gamer friends live in the mansion, and I probably wouldn't charge them rent or anything either because I feel like I don't see the point. So I just feel like. Because I feel like we all play games and hang out anyway, and then maybe we'll all go to bed and wake up at the same time, and then I feel like a lot of these people have worries and they're trying to like make ends meet and shit, and I feel like we could just live at the gamer mansion, you know? Like if I already have to pay for the house anyway, and there's all this space, we have 100 rooms, and we have like high-speed internet, just live in the gamer mansion, bro. Just like it just makes sense. Like, you know what I'm saying? Activities like that for the mansion would be cool. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Just open up the gamer mansion. I feel like the problem is there's actually like pro esports teams I think that make like gamer houses. I feel like something's always going like fucking terribly wrong in like content creator homes. Makes me think something will probably always go terribly wrong in your non-content creator home. Like, but I mean, the idea is there, I guess, and I feel like it seems a lot better than like just like try to make money off of people by selling them rooms at like outrageous prices, which I feel like is kind of what like housing has kind of devolved to in the world at the moment. Where it's like, why would I help anybody or give them something for free if I could charge them a ridiculous astronomical price and just have more for myself, you know? Just because those people aren't us. Sure, people are cool, then things would be fine. I want to believe that like it'll be better, like things would work. I just don't know like realistically if that's like I would say like it's probably like everything in life, right? Like kind of hope for the best and kind of expect the worst. I don't know what we're supposed to do here. I thought we would want to like over there and then kind of like slide down that. Part of me thinks we still do want to do that. The other part of me doesn't know how we're gonna get there. I'm wondering if I'm dumb, if I should have just jumped. Like originally? Like if I just rocket jumped to this thingy? Is that like a thing? I think we actually could have done that. Wait, we actually probably... I was like, were we better off like on here? is the way. There's so much wind noises happening. I'm glad the music is still playing though. Like this nice peaceful music has inspired me to not shut up. I feel like I'd be way more self-conscious if there's absolute silence going on while I'm like dropping all my shit takes. Where do we go from here? Do we just go up again? It seems like we kind of could. Wait, is this where I was before? Oh no, I think we like lost progress. Your phone's updating? You're editing clips? Damn. What kind of phone is it? Is that a dumb question? What kind of phone you got? You didn't think you'd be awake at 2 AM? That's fair. I thought we'd complete more of this game, but I think this might be like a bigger section. This might be the only section we get through today. No, I keep meaning to jump off before I run out of stamina. I just keep running out of stamina. I need the little hop to get me to the ledge. There we go. I'm sad it didn't like give us a checkpoint like here. I guess maybe we go up from here. Dude, this wall looks so big though. I'm kind of afraid I'm gonna go over here and try to get on this like little ledge thingy. No, I didn't have enough stamina. Google Pixel? That's fair. I stopped buying Google phones because I feel like they're made of like super round edges. You know, I really like the old. I think they do it for ergonomic reasons, but I really miss the old phones that were like just actual squared angles. I feel like every phone now, I feel like the phone developer thinks I'm gonna like hurt myself on the edge of my phone or something. So they just like smooth it all out, make it all round. I think it's really so like your phone doesn't jab your leg uncomfortably in your pocket, which would make way more sense to me than like assuming I'm gonna cut my finger on like the sharp edges of the phone. But I just feel like I sometimes just want like a square screen. I don't know if this is gonna work out in our favor here. It did not work out in our favor. Got a cheap one where you combine your phone and internet. Yeah, that's fair. I have like a Samsung phone right now, and I bought it deliberately, but like I think the longer like I have it, the more I hate it, and the more I kind of like hate Samsung in general and their phones. And I really don't like the fact that like, again, it's like the whole, not only is the phone itself kind of curved in some places, it's like the edges of the phone are curved, which means like I can't use like the sides of my phone for like the actual touchscreen real estate. And it's like super annoying, in my opinion. Oh, I think we go to the other side. Like, I hate that the actual like left and right edges of my phone are basically unusable because how they like decided to just round them out instead of just leaving like a flat square screen type of thingy. So it's kind of nice because the screen goes all the way to the edge on YouTube and Twitch. Yeah, see, I want one of those. But then I also think the pixels, like, we're doomed. We're so doomed here. Why is the wind so bad inside this building? I don't understand. Is it because there's chunks missing out of the walls? I feel like no matter where I jump in here, it's not gonna matter. we can do this thing again where we kind of like go over here. Actually, maybe this will work. Maybe this is the secret. Maybe. Oh, I don't know if this is the secret. This might have been really stupid. No! I thought like, okay, maybe, you know. Are we supposed to go? Oh, it just tells me to go up. Thanks. I hate this. It was close-ish. I think, yeah, I kind of wonder if I was supposed to just be like a tiny bit higher up. Or if this is also just the game like gaslighting me into believing what is possible even though it's not. Do we really want to like jump out here? The part is like, maybe if I jump on like the actual gap, right? Maybe we can like latch on or something. I don't know. I don't know what to do. I would have thought the thing being in the way would like stop the wind, but I don't even think it does. I don't know what to do here. I feel like that's the way to go, but like the wind is just too powerful. I guess the other thing is like we could go across that way. There actually is like a, looks like there's an end up there that maybe we can kind of get to. Maybe I need to save enough to like, okay, I think here's our play, right? No, it's gonna try to like boost towards the wall. I feel like we talked so much about life and like relationships and stuff. And now my brain's just like slightly emptier than it was. That makes sense at all. I'm slightly more, my social battery's slightly more drained from this. Perhaps I'm gonna jump off this wall and it's gonna take stamina though, like. Do you think that's what happens when you're social? Some people supposedly get recharged from being social. I think that's like the difference between like extroverts and introverts. Some people like, they talk to other people and they're just like, I feel whole again, you know? And sometimes I feel like I like people. I think I'm like a weird, like I actually do enjoy talking to like a lot of people. But I think it also like drains me at the same time. Oh, this was it, bro. All right, that was the strat. Tune in the next week when we don't know what to do again. I guess we go like same deal, right? I don't know if we're gonna have the stamina after that. I think the third jump was a little greedy. I'm guessing we go this way. I think the wind is gonna fuck us over here. Oh no, I should have gone that way. That way looks so way better. Extroverts don't really worry about their social battery being depleted in the same way. I don't know. I feel like I've never like been one, so I feel like I don't know. Unless maybe I'm more extroverted than I give myself credit for, like I said. I have to watch my stamina, but I also want to read the You completely drain when you leave the house, let alone talk to people. You're out of the house, you don't want to be out more than 1 hour. Yeah, that's why a lot of times my life hack is that I just go to places at like 3 AM in the morning. And then I only have to talk to like the one person who's working the cashier and is like who's working the cash register and is like desperate for social interaction because they're actually a normal person that's just been stuck on this like shitty shift where they don't get to meet anybody. And they're like, oh my god, thank goodness another human being is alive. Like, let me tell you my life story while you're buying that pack of gum. Like, you know, like, oh thank god, there's other humans. My nose is itchy. I feel like some extroverts get recharged when they talk to people. Yeah, I do think like that's how it's supposed to be. Allegedly, you know. But yeah, I feel like that's why a lot of times like I'll start my car like after stream and then I'll go like drive after stream so my car battery doesn't die. But then it's like, yeah, it's very much like there's very limited people alive doing people things at like 3 AM in the morning usually. What the fuck is this, bro? Where are we? You wouldn't really know, yeah. So it's like, I've heard stories of your kind, but I know not what the lifestyle is like. Are we actually supposed to go out there? There was like a thing down there. Yeah, there's like a ledge there. I feel like if we can get to that ledge, we might be like, that might be the next place to go. Maybe. I'm hoping if we get to this, we can climb up like these 2 tiers of whatever is here. Oh, that one also looks like a ledge though. Also, this thing looks way higher than I thought it was. Nothing's open here at 3 AM. What about like the gas station? Normally I just drive like far off into the distance on the highway to like the next town over. And then when I get like halfway there, I just tell the GPS to like drive back. And then I take that time in the car to practice my singing routine. Actually, but in retrospect, you're SOL, then nearby gas station is even closer. That's crazy. I remember in my college town, I like when I first got my car, I didn't know how like gas stations work, and that like, cause like the lights were on at like the one gas station, and I pulled up and I was like, all right, time to get some gas. The lights are on. They must be open, and I guess they weren't. They just like had the lights on because it's like a business, and they maybe just don't want like people break in or like do stuff. They maybe just want it on video. I don't know. I remember feeling like an idiot because I was like, didn't understand why the pump didn't work because I thought like it's all automated. What do they need people for? You know, the pump just calculates the amount of fuel. And yeah, anyway, long story short, they're probably like, I'm sure someone's looking at the security footage like, what's this guy trying to pull, you know? Like, what's he doing here at the gas station at 2 AM when we're closed? That jump was enough. Lobby opens back up at 5 AM? Damn. I don't like, it's gonna sound really weird in particular, right? But like, at 4 AM, I feel like society starts like waking up. You get like the really early bird people of society who like start doing things. It's like, I actually don't like it as much. I really think like between 2 AM and 3 AM is like the sweet spot where like literally nobody's alive. Because once you get to like 4 AM, like people start driving their cars, like get to work early. And they're like, well, if I get to work early, then I get to leave early, you know? And then I just have to deal with like more traffic and more people. I get a feeling we're gonna wanna like go over there somehow. I'm gonna jump off of this, I'm gonna be so sad when like all we do is die. Soldiers. Oh, thank God. I don't feel much better off being here from the other place. I want to see what's on the other side of this, like, it looks like there's like a thing there. Like, can I get to that? Is that like a thing too? Because like if we could get to that, then you could just get up there. Like that also looks like it works. I'm gonna fall and we're gonna have to redo all of this. I hope you enjoyed watching this the first time, because we're gonna have to do it again. Oh, it's not even like a thing, it's like a pole. There's snow. There's no way I've landed on that, dude. There's absolutely impossible. Oh my god. I wonder if that actually is like valid. Is that like a valid route? Or do I just go? Oh god, we jumped off the pole. We missed the diving board slightly. I feel like this is just way easier. If we make it. I think the pole would have been cool if we made it. Oh shit, we didn't make that. Goodbye, cruel world. People always say that. It's like, is the world really that cruel? You know? I'm sure that's probably like a Shakespeare quote of some kind. Perhaps, maybe. I always think of the one from like A Midsummer Night's Dream. Actually, I don't even know if it's from A Midsummer Night's Dream. I think it's just a Puck voice line from Dota 2, but Puck quotes A Midsummer Night's Dream, and so I think I like confound the two. When Puck says, "Let the world end now, it matters not to me." I feel like it's a way more dramatic and cool thing to say as like your last final words. It's also kind of self-centered though. Because I think the only reason the world, like, it matters not is because, you know, you're no longer with us in the sense. This is a pendulum? You know, I wish, like, you know, shout at a pendulum, drum and bass, you know. God damn it, dude, there's so much to win. If I jump on this, do we swing? Apparently we just die. Yes, hello? That is just Puck from Dota 2, no Shakespeare. What about the whole, like, goodbye cruel world? Is that Shakespeare? We're so dead. Thank God this isn't real life and not actually happening. I've talked about this before, but sometimes you get, like, dreams like that. You know, you like wake up and like, oh, thank God that's not actually happening. Minus E? What does minus E mean? Is that negative E the natural constant? Or, I don't know where that comes from for sure. I see. E, Shakespeare? You know, he probably wrote E at least one time. I don't know what we're supposed to do here. I thought we would climb to these because it just seemed so simple, right? Like you would just make your way up. I think we can't though. Where do I go from here? Where am I going? Down there. What the fuck? Back down there? What the fuck? I don't understand. What? What? Why? I don't, what do you mean? What? We have to go back. Is it because, like, I feel like, what do you, oh, I'm so confused. Oh, I'd have to jump, wait, okay, because there was that thing, right, where it was like, I'm wondering if I have to, like, jump on the pendulum thingy and then, like, ride it down? Because there's that, like, hole down there. Like, does this thing pierce a hole in the thing? Like, is that what's going on? Like, oh, yeah, I think this is it. Okay. God damn it, man. The pendulum's gone. Now we just gotta go. Oh my god, dude. I don't want to do this. I don't want to. Imagine you climb down, you didn't know that was supposed to happen, and then you just have to climb all the way back up. Alright, theoretically, going down should be way easier than going up was. You know, I feel like we got gravity on our side this time. I would say if I knew how to play video games. I thought we were actually gonna just, I thought we were gonna hit that thing. I thought we got too much speed, you know. I thought it was gonna be over. I guess we're going down this way. Before, I wanted to do more climbing in Deliverous Mars. Now there's too much climbing in Lorn's Lore. To be fair, you know, I don't sometimes don't mind like the upwards climbing. It's the downwards climbing I can't stand. I don't know what we're doing with this one. I think this might be scuffed. Can you just like put me on the ground here ever so gently? Oh no! Okay, we missed our turn. I'm kind of guessing we kind of want to probably go back to that, right? And like slide our way down. I actually think in real life though, like going down the mountain is so much more scary than going up the mountain sometimes. Sometimes it feels like when you go up, it's like, yeah, it's a pain in the ass, and like there's a lot of like muscle engagement, you know, a literal pain in the ass, if you will. But when you go back like down the mountain, you're just like, well, it's kind of going a little fast. Like, hope I don't slip and like die, essentially. It just feels like, you know, you're just like one like missed step away from like sliding onto your ass, and then also you know, sliding down the mountain in a non-controlled way. Oh, I feel like we're kind of like robbed back there. I don't know if we have enough stamina to jump a third time this time and then latch back on. I was slowly going to like waddle us back down the mountain. I knew it. I was like, I don't know if this is gonna work out, but oh no. Okay. Oh, I actually think we could have done this more gracefully if we were like between the two things. Before, this game doesn't let me have any freedom. I want to explore and find treasure. Now where do I go? If this was Portal, it'd be a clear path, which I should take. Yeah, you know, I'm not saying there's not some contradictions in there, you know. Sometimes I do think like there is like a sweet spot, right, where it's like the game doesn't hold your hand the entire time, but then it also kind of lets you do your own thing. Or sometimes I do get super frustrated if the game is like, this is the only right path and you will only go on this path, and if you're 2 centimeters off this path, then like you missed it, you know. What do I do here? Maybe I'm not supposed to go this way. Maybe this way is the right way all along, you know. Oh, it actually does kind of seem like a, if we could just get to that wall and hopefully not get dead. I wanna go down onto that part, but like, seems like anytime you're in the middle here, you just end up dead. Kami made me look like a fool. I complimented it, trying to let me figure stuff out, and then it grabbed me by your nose and forced you to play the game proper. Yeah, some games are like that, you know? So I have a real like, I don't know if it's like a love-hate relationship, but like sometimes I don't enjoy like the way certain game designers have chosen to like make games play. It goes back to that whole like games are supposed to be fun, and I feel like people design around like what they believe is fun, and then if you choose to have fun any other way that's not their definition of fun, they're just like, well, you're having fun wrong, and then they like they force you to have their version of fun, which is sometimes not very fun, or you're just like, literally everybody thinks this sucks, this is getting review bombed into oblivion on Steam, like not one other person in the free world finds this fun, and then they'll just be like, no, my way of fun is the only way. You know, it just makes me a little upset. I'm trying to think we could have just climbed down the mountain like this, and it would have been way less of a headache than trying to like jump down and take shortcuts. It all depends on whether we live at the very end of the fall here. We lived. The crazy part about this though is that we went all the way up there to go all the way back down here. We did it! We got the chapter! I thought we were gonna do so much more. We're free! You're the worst player. You optimize the fun out of a game. I think a lot of people do, though. And I don't know if that's like bad or just like human nature. See, I thought the game was actually going to make us play this part. Why are we so bright? No, they're broken. No. What do I do now? How come we couldn't turn on the light before when we were in the city? It was so dark and hard to see where to go. Dude, I feel like this game really is just Minecraft, basically. Or that, like, what's that one spooky jump scare, like, rooms game type of thing? You know the one I'm talking about? I don't know how much of this we're gonna play. I feel like it's probably about time to end the stream, but I am still, like, looking around a little bit. I was hoping there'd be, like, people down here, or they would tell us more of the plot. Spooky's House of Jump Scares? Yeah, I watched Made Mint Phantom play that game. What do we do? I feel like, you know what? I take it back. Climbing was the greatest. Can we just have the climbing back? I'm so sorry I complained. You know, I didn't realize what we had back when we still had it. This is entirely, you know, I took it for granted. You know. I'm gonna go back and see if they're really broken, and then I think if they are broken, we can spend the next the first hour of next stream just stuck in that pit. Oh wait. Why don't we? Can we just like? Can we just strap them onto our feet, you know, and just like really like? I'm assuming what it wants us to do is like jump up to that pillar, right? And then do like one of these wall jumps off of it. I think it's gonna be such a pain in the ass to actually do that. Because I feel like the pillar's not even like straight at the bottom. Can I stand on the tree? I thought this would be like our best vantage point. There's no way, because you can't even like... Maybe it's simpler than that? I feel like I'm missing like our ability to magically make explosions happen. We're supposed to destroy the wall all along. Does wall all along make you it's just like what do you think of that English, you know? I feel like it's about how it sounds. Normally you'd be like, what the part of me is like, if I didn't speak English natively, I'd probably hear that and be like, what the fuck? Because it is like the W-A-L-L, the wall all along, you know? The wall all. It's kind of... Is this a sign that my brain is just over? Oh, dude, do I have to water the tree? And then obviously with the light and or the watering, the tree grows and it grows up to that pillar thingy up there. The tree points to the west. I think this is it. This motherfucker has never seen how slowly trees grow. Dude, I feel like we're like a robot. We live for like millions of years. I think we definitely have time to just strap ourselves in and wait for this tree to grow. The problem is I don't think there's any light down here. So I feel like that's going to be the real thing that limits how fast the tree grows. Oh, almost made it, maybe. Then we died. What angle was that? Was it this angle? No. We're so close. Do we have the ability to grab on? Do we have our G to grab skills? No, we keep hitting that like little bump. It's ruining my life entirely. Like, okay. Oh, I'll give this one more try, I think, and then... No! Alright. That's it. I'm gonna call it. We'll figure this out next time. Also, we're stuck back with like no music, you know, just empty cave noises again. Should I like? I want to play the chill hop before I like unmute the thing. There we go. Are you sure you want to quit? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I've lost sight of my like OBS preview. I love that the ending screen still says starting soon TM or whatever. I feel like I should make like a proper ending screen one of these days probably. Or I could just hide the starting soon text. I feel like it should just be known that like the stream will start soon TM or whatever at the end, at the start of the stream, not at the end of the stream. Anyway, I'm Pikachu Choke Me. Thank you for visiting our host club. I think that's all I've got for the day. My brain's kind of dying. We talked about some topics in the middle there. I don't think they were like bad topics. I don't know if it was productive. Yes, just like, what did we learn today? I don't think it was bad. I'm just like, did we gain anything from sharing our opinion on the internet, or just out myself as like I just out the inner workings of my mind for no reason. Yeah, you know, feel free. I don't know. Part of me is like, I feel like it's not bad, right? Feel free to out the inner workings of your mind to someone else. You know, I feel like it's healthy. It's healthy to out your inner workings sometimes. Isn't it about being productive all the time? That is true. I do feel like sometimes it's okay to just vibe and just be. That is kind of like the whole purpose of this stream a lot of times, is like, it's okay to just exist. You don't have to be anything more than like what you're not, you know? Why didn't you just claim first? They've been first one time. Thank you for claiming first. Or as the bot says, thank you for daily patronage. Yeah, welcome. I feel like I made that redeem and I thought like, dude, people are gonna love this, and then like nobody uses it, and I'm not like upset because I just feel like it wasn't there before, so it's like it's new. I think like there's so many people's streams I go to, and it's like I don't ever use these type of redeems myself because there's people whose stream I've been in there like several times and I'm redeeming it, like, you've redeemed this 3 times. I'm like, god damn it. It makes me feel like an awkwardly like small number of times I've redeemed the type of redeem in their stream. And then like I feel like I'm outing myself that like I don't watch them often, but I'm sorry I watch them more often than like a lot. Like I redeem the thing half the time. So yeah, I don't know if I have anything else. Next stream will be, well, it's supposed to be Tuesday, 8 to 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. It depends on how sick I'm actually getting. If I actually get like for real sick, or if I'm just like pretend sick, I don't know. We'll see. I think once I took allergy medication today for the first time in a while, so we'll figure out if it's like sickness or allergies moving forward. Sucks. Stop counting like 99. Does she have like an integer overflow problem type of thing? Also, hello, Lead Archer. But yeah, thanks everybody who stopped by. Thank you, JK Pazzi, for the follow, and Initial 5 for the follow as well. Thank you, Val, for the raid, and thank you, Delta, for the raid. I think that might be it. Might be everything that's happened. Thanks everybody for hanging out and chatting, talking about life, relationships, other things. Stream counters. Thanks for listening to my bitching about my note-taking software. And yeah, I don't know. We played Lorn's Lure, I guess. That's what happened. Sometimes I wish I had like more mind-blowing productive things, and I could be like, yeah, we did it. We planted 100 trees and saved society. Instead, I guess I'm just like, I hope you were entertained for the time that you were able to be here. I think sometimes, I do think there's like a real value in like providing an escape and just escapism content in general. Maybe as like bad as that sounds, There's a lot of bullshit going on, so if I made you forget any and or some part of that bullshit, then I feel like my work here is done. And we all had a good time, like, along the way. Thanks for streaming, it was fun. You know, thank you for being here. Sometimes I worry that, like, I'm gonna start the stream and it's gonna be like, just gonna be 0 viewers the entire time. And it feels bad because it shouldn't be about, like, the viewership numbers necessarily. But I always, like, feel like I'm just gonna be myself and I'm gonna be alone. One time I made like a sad Apex hour stream and it's like 3 AM and I thought like no one's gonna watch this shit. I'm just prepared to be sad and like empty. And then I looked at the end of the stream and there was a lot of people watching. I was like, holy shit, people are watching like it's like people are watching my sad boy Apex hours. I feel like I put like sometimes I think I just way overthink the whole like some people just want something to watch and you just happen to be something to watch and that's like perfectly okay and valid, you know? It doesn't have to be more than that sometimes. You forgot to thank Pika for playing the game. Should I thank myself for playing the game? You didn't think, no, he doesn't have to thank me for playing the game. It's all right. I think that's it though. That's all I've got. We're probably gonna raid somebody if you guys want to stick around for that. You'll make me look like less of a weenie when I show up to like the raid, you know? Sometimes I raid people and it's like, if it's just me, then I feel like I don't know why I'm doing this. Nobody look at me, you know? But if there's people here, they're like, all right, time to flex, you know? Like, who could we really, I don't know. Part of me wishes like, I feel like I should look at this differently, right? Part of me is like, all right, who can we flex on when just that's what it's about? Like, it should really be more like I can share somebody that I enjoy with all the other people that enjoy watching me. And sometimes it's like that. And other times I just think it'd be cool to have like a amount of like followers you could like drop on a channel and like make their day type of thing. So, I'm between, okay, we have Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. We have Resident Evil 4. Or, Pokemon Legends C through A. Flex your VTuber status. There's also one person I know playing Dark and Darker, and I feel like that might be interesting. But otherwise, I don't know who do we want to rate? What are we feeling? Should I make a poll, or is that like way too much? Is that like way too high effort for like the end of the stream shenanigans? I'm torn because like I want to raid Metal Gear Rising because like I haven't said hello to this person in like a very long time. But I know that what I'm really gonna do is I'm gonna go watch Resident Evil 4. So I don't know if I should just raid the Resident Evil 4 streamer. I'm gonna show to this person and I'm gonna feel really bad. It's gonna be a formality. I'm just gonna be like, oh man, I haven't seen you forever. I love that you. I'm happy you're still alive. Not like a bad way. I'm happy you still exist. Let's put it that way. That's way less heavy connotations, right? It's like, I'm so happy you still exist and it's good to see you. But then I'm also just gonna like slowly slip away into the darkness and go watch Resident Evil 4. So I don't know what's better or worse. I feel like maybe we'll do it anyway, even though I've totally just called it out. I've called myself out, but I think like it feels like the morally just to play. That's what rating is like sometimes. That is what rating, but I feel bad because I'm like, I wish I wanted to watch your content more, but I don't like this game that much. I'm not that invested, which is I'm like, I don't know what to say. Yeah, what else to do, you know? We could watch, oh dude, we could raid Salty Bet. I haven't seen Salty Bet in forever. I think I thought about Salty Bet quite a bit. It lives in my head like rent free. I actually wondered if it was still around because I hadn't seen it in like a bit. I used to average like 300 viewers, now it's down to like 150. Sometimes I just like watching computer AI fight other computer AI and then betting money on like the computer AI. Not real money, it's Salty Bet money. You're betting like salt mine currency or whatever the heck it is. Oh god, I have to make a decision, don't I? Okay, alright, let's raid Metal Gear Rising, I think, and then I probably am gonna disappear and watch Resident Evil 4. I don't know, that feels so bad. I feel like that feels like so ingenuine. Anyway, next stream's Tuesday, Mountain Standard Time, 8 to 10 p.m. If that stream isn't there, I'll probably post an announcement in the Discord. And then what'll most likely happen is if that doesn't happen, it'll be Tuesday or Thursday, 8 to 10 p.m. I probably want to try to stream this weekend, so keep your keep your eyeballs peeled. There may be a secret weekend stream at some point. I think I'm going to like a VR chat meetup tomorrow, and I don't think we're going to stream it, but maybe Saturday we'll do something. I don't know. I actually thought about streaming yesterday, which is weird because I feel like for a while I was kind of like slightly burnt out, like trying to push myself to stream more. Some days I really am just tired. But like yesterday it got to like about the time that I would stream, and I was just like, I feel like I should be doing something right now. Like, I feel like I'm supposed to do something. I feel like I'm like empty, you know? Like I feel like there's things I'm supposed to do. And so I thought about just actually like just starting up the stream. But then I think what I ended up doing was like I ended up working on like other, I think I'd fixed stuff instead for like my model. I think I worked on model stuff. So it all worked out in the end, I think. Anyway, take care of yourselves. Be well. There's a link to the Discord below if you want to check out the Discord. You don't have to check out the Discord though. I feel like there's a lot of Discords, and sometimes you don't want to be in them. That sounds bad. That's like it's not how I would have worded it. If I had a time machine, that's not how I would have worded that. Okay. Sometimes there's just too many notifications in our lives, and you don't have time to pay attention to all the Discords, and I totally understand that, and I get it, you know? There's a Twitter, which is worse than it's probably more under-maintained and worse than the Discord. I usually try to shitpost, but every now and then I get into arguments with people on the internet over shit like how the laundry soap containers made of cardboard isn't just greenwashing. It's not just a scam. Like, you still use less plastic by volume, and this is still a win, but some people are like, yeah, but it's not zero plastic, so it's a fucking piece of garbage. I'm like, bro, it's a 90% improvement here, and you're hung up on the fact that like we didn't get the last 10%. And instead of walking away like a sane person, I just like lose my fucking mind. I feel like I try to do a good job of like, my first instinct is always like, listen, buddy, fuck you, and where do you get off? And then I usually try to like, I'm like, okay, relax, like no one responds to being yelled at. I'm like, okay, let's just dial this back down. Like, let's calmly and rationally explain how like 90% reduction is still like a 90% reduction compared to like 100%, but a lot of times like, yeah. So anyway, if you want to watch me be a fool on the internet, follow the Twitter. If you want to talk to me and watch me be a fool on the internet, go to the Discord. If you don't care about either, then it's fine. You edited your last old school RuneScape clip, the end of an era, the last, I dare say, the last RuneScape clip period that is made by that Daft Punk Panda. That'd be crazy if it was like the last RuneScape clip period that's just made by anybody. Like, there'd probably be way worse things to worry about than RuneScape clips if that was the case. No offense, just saying. Dude, Streams 24/7 went live, but they were live. What happened? Did their stream crash? What the fuck? All right. Take care of yourselves. Be well. Have a good day, night, evening, whatever time and time happens to be where you happen to be in the world. If we meet each other again, or even if we don't, I hope you live long, happy lives. You know, whether that's because I get hit by a bus or just because you don't find your way back here. Either way, it's all the same to me. Maybe it shouldn't be, but you know, what am I gonna care? I'm gonna be, if I'm like, if I'm hit by the bus, I'm not gonna care. That like, that's why I'm not streaming. That sounds so much worse than I think I mean it to, but I just mean if I'm hit by the bus, I'm not going to be thinking about it because I'm not going to be thinking, okay, I'm going to be hit by the bus. So, like, it's going to be a moot point. All right, with that, I think I'm just going to raid Resident Evil. So, fuck it. Take care of yourselves. Be well again for the last time. Sorry, I've said that like 40 times already. Wait, is this person actually streaming? Or is she just like, they're at the pause menu? Ruining their speedrun timer, I'll have you know. No, I don't think it's that bad. Also doing a subathon right now. So, you know, if you're feeling generous, you could contribute to that. Anyway, take care for the last time this time. And I'm gonna click the start raid button, and then we're really gonna do the raid. Okay, it's good. The stream's finally gonna end. Okay. And maybe I'll finally drink water, and I won't dry out. Alright, take care. Be well. Again. I really should find more words to say at the end of the stream. That's how we're gonna choose to end this one. Okay, amazing. Alright, welcome to the super secret stream after the stream for all the VOD enjoyers of the world, or all the people who for some reason actively seek out and watch my content. I hope you're doing well. I hope you had a wonderful evening. Thank you for watching the stream. I hope you enjoyed whatever we're doing, I don't know why I feel like I'm being so professional. It just feels like so abnormally like, normally I go for like a real genuine vibe where I recognize you as a person watching me as a person, and I really genuinely appreciate that. But sometimes I just feel like I come off like so awkwardly when I'm just like, I don't know. So like, thank you for being here. I genuinely mean that. And thank you for checking me out. I genuinely mean that too. So yeah. I think I'm finally gonna shut up and stop yapping for real this time. I think I've yapped more this stream than like I've done any stream in like a while, which is good, because sometimes I just feel like I sit there and I play games and I'm just like, I'm not like sad, but like I feel like it looks less sad because it's like it's so quiet and like there's nothing going on, and a lot of times I just have like no energy. So I'm happy to be here. I'm happy to be yapping. So at the same time, sorry if I yap too much. Hopefully you enjoyed some part of what was happening, and I wish you all well. And I'm gonna say goodbye for real this time because I'm late for my own raid. But take care, be well, and again, live long, happy lives.